Hey everyone, my name is Mike Filsame, and I am the CEO and co-founder of Groove.cm. That's .cm, because customers matter. It's exactly 1:30 p.m., and we like to start on time, so let's get this show on the road. I want to welcome each and every one of you to this exciting webinar, and I hope you're all as excited as we are to be here today. Before we get started, I want to encourage you to put your name and city in the chat, and make sure to put a 1 in the chat if you can hear me loud and clear. Today's webinar is all about the future of digital marketing and how AI is going to revolutionize the industry. We have a lot of exciting things to cover, including the launch of Groove.AI and its special lifetime offer. Oh, and by the way, this entire introduction was written by AI using ChatGPT, and this isn't even me talking. This is an AI voice clone of me. So without further ado, let me introduce the real Mike Filsame. Mike, take it away.
Okay, everybody, this is the real Mike Filsame, and apparently now you're going to notice a little bit of different energy from me because current AI technology for voice cloning, it's a little bit of a pain in the neck to make it do a lot of different energy and inflections. As you can see, I'm taking some time and pausing, so now you know that it's really me. But here's what I want to ask you. I'm going to open up the chat questions section over here. And so here's what I want to do. I see that some of you folks are putting in your city. So you listen to AI generated Mike. Carmen Garcia put a 1 in there, meaning she could hear me. Zanadia from Berlin, Germany. Sandav put a 1. Jaco Rowitz put a 1. And then we have Andrea Denny from Nashville, Tennessee with a 1. Jessica Chavez Smith from Utah. Scott Bender from Orlando. Dilworth, Minnesota. Montreal, somebody said ChatGPT ? Andrew Davies from Royal Lemming Spa. We have more people here. I want to get to the point. I'm just going to read 5 more. Eldon from New Zealand, Dr. Lisa from Baltimore, Richard from Houston, Texas, Fred Ham from Lancaster. I'm saying this now, you're all getting them. Anthony from Long One, Ruth from Switzerland, etc., etc., etc. Now we got to get going. I wish I could read all of your names. Karen Allen from Atlanta just put 1 in. So do me a favor, everybody. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to put in the chat, just wait for me to give you all the instructions. And then I'm going to read off, this is going to be a live survey. If you thought that that was me, put in a 10 and put a comment like, it sounded a little automated, or you sounded pre-recorded, or put a 10 if you thought it was me, but maybe you thought I had a cold or I was low energy. And put a 1 in the chat if you knew that it was AI, if you knew it was an AI voice. All right, so let's see. So Carmen Garcia puts a 10, says it sounded professional. Let's see. Dan Stewart says, no, I knew it was fake. Andrew Davies said, just thanks for saying his name there. Bobby Knight says 10, I didn't know. Connie Yerbik says 10. Zanadia says 10, sounded pre-recorded and stilted, but professional. Here, Jessica Chavez said 10, it sounded real, and I had no idea. I'm really gullible, she says. And then we got a 1 from Marge Carter, a 1 from Holly Mogg says, I knew it straight off that it was AI, it was too strained and mechanic, etc. But if you guys could see here, Andrew said 1, Lisa Bankston said 10, Fred Ham said 10, then it was 1, 1, 10, 1, 10, 10, 1, 10, but it sounded pre-recorded. Somebody's John Thomas says 1. I knew you'd try that, like the newscaster doing the news thing that says this entire segment that I just read was in fact done by ChatGPT. Yeah, we kind of know the game. But let me show you this over here. This right here that you're seeing is literally what I use, a website called 11 Labs. So let me do this because many of you are going to be asking me to make my screen bigger. So let's just get that out of the way right now for everybody. This is going to get a little bit bigger. You're going to enjoy the presentation a little bit more. But as you can see, hey everyone, my name is Mike Filsame. I had to put it here like this so that it would pronounce my name right. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Groove.cm. I had to put the dot here. That's .cm because customers matter. It's exactly 1:30, etc. I literally just clicked generate, and then I uploaded that to my slides. Here's something, it's called cloned voice from Mike Filsame. So folks, what we're going to be showing you today is a revolution in AI that is taking place. It has 10x the productivity in our business. What I'm going to be showing you today will be mind-blowing if you haven't seen much of AI. And if you think you know about AI, stay tuned. You're going to be absolutely blown away with some of the new resources I'm going to be showing you. But notice I just said new resources. AI is great. It is adding tens of thousands of dollars a month to the bottom line of Groove. You could probably say $100,000 or more to the bottom line of Groove. We want to show you how you can use it in your business to build your brand website, build your funnels, do your copy, do your logos, write your VSLs, your commercials, everything. We're going to show you everything that we've done, how we've used it, even in this launch here as well. Having said that, you notice that I said lots of different technology. You know, when technology first came out with like streaming platforms, remember we were all so cool. We were like, I'm cutting the cord. I'm getting away from the cable companies. And we were just like, you know, I just have Netflix and, you know, I buy things on demand. And have we noticed that now we not only have Netflix, but we have Amazon, we have Apple TV Plus, we have Disney Plus, we have HBO Max, we have Paramount Plus, we have Peacock, and, you know, it just goes on and on and on. And eventually, you know, they got us, right? Because we love the content and we want to be able to watch all of these different shows. So what I'm going to be showing you today is that the same thing is happening with AI. The same exact thing is happening with AI. There's going to be tools that I'm going to show you that you're just going to need to have. But what we're telling you as well is that Groove is creating a platform called Groove.AI that is going to consolidate all of the AI technologies that we can, mostly everything we're going to be showing you today that comes with other technologies, and we're going to be putting it under one roof. And if you like lifetime deals, stick around. We're going to explain what that is, and that means you'll be able to consolidate all of your AI and put it under one roof and not have to pay for it, other than putting your API like you do with Twilio or SendGrid to send a text message, where you're getting it at a wholesale rate at like 1/10 or 1/20th of the price that the guys are charging. I also want to let you know we have a really, really cool gift, a couple of gifts that we're going to be showing you. I have some really cool things that make some good prompts, like you're going to see something over here. This is an entire prompt that we're going to go over that helps you completely run your business. I'm going to be giving you some other prompts that make prompts better. I'm going to be showing you prompts that make better prompting for images, like with Midjourney. I'm going to be going over all of those different types of things today, and then I'm going to show you how you could get those prompts if you stick around till the end. All right, so let's jump right in. I'm going to take a sip of water and mute. Okay, so as I just showed you, you know, here's the, you know, the script, you know, that we used. I had ChatGPT write the script. Remember I said this entire script was written with ChatGPT? Well, I simply wrote it out, and I told them what I'm doing, and I said, my name is Mike Filsame. Please write me a script, and it wrote me this revised script. I put it into 11 Labs, as I showed you, and it created a voice for me. I'm going to show you other ways that we're using avatars. Like I've literally cloned myself, and we have an AI avatar that I can show you, which is really cool. We're going to get to that later as well. But let's just keep moving. All right, so here's what you're going to learn today. How AI is revolutionizing the digital marketing industry and increasing productivity by 10x and conversions by 50%. All right, that means we're not quite doubling conversions, but we're getting a 50% increase in conversions. So if we were making 10 sales a day, we can now make 15 sales a day. Okay, if you're now using AI, your marketing strategy, if you're not using AI, your marketing strategy is falling behind. Watch this training so you don't get left in the dust by your competitors. All right, so this is what they're talking about that you're seeing. This is a meme graph that's been going around talking about what's happening with AI. So this is human progress through time, as you're seeing here, the little arrow pointing right here. And it's saying that we are essentially right here. In the tech world, they say we are approaching the singularity. That's where, to quote the movie and to quote the CEO of Stability.AI, it means everything, everywhere, all at once is happening at the same time. The convergence that's happening with AI is mind-blowing. Now, if it's overwhelming for you, don't worry. It's overwhelming for me, but I've made it my hobby and my life passion to look at 4 hours of AI video and study it so that we can compile this stuff and give it to you. We even have a Facebook group with over 1,000 members already in there that you'll be part of if you stay tuned and take action later. So you'll AI. But essentially, folks, what's happening not only with digital marketing, but in terms of biology, DNA, chemistry, finding out the aging gene, treating cancer, world economics, everything is about to change. One thing we're not going to get into today, we're not going to get into whether or not, ChatGPT is coming for your jobs and all those different things. Look, they've been saying that about technology forever. Here's my thought on that. Technology increases throughput. Throughput increases the impact on society, and when that happens, it creates more jobs. And so when we created the typewriter, yes, we were able to write faster. Companies realized that they could increase throughput, and then you would see lines and lines of secretaries working together for industries. When they came out with the calculator, they said this is going to kill accountants. No, it made accountants be able to do more. AI and ChatGPT, which we're going to explain, is literally a calculator for words, and it's just going to make things much better. Now, there are some jobs that may go away, things like paralegals and different things like that. But at the end of the day, if you're a copywriter and you think this is coming for your job, no, you're going to be able to be better for your clients and better for your agency, and you're going to be able to deliver better results. So moving on, let's walk through a brief history of modern AI. So in 1997, the first time we saw anything like this, and you'll see that in the top left here, Deep Blue, developed by IBM, was a chess-playing computer that defeated the world champion Garry Kasparov. That was pretty impressive back then because Garry Kasparov was the #1 chess player in the world. We're going to fast forward now nearly 20 years. December 10th, 2015, OpenAI is founded by Elon Musk, Peter Thiel, and Elon Musk and Peter Thiel were the original co-founders of PayPal, if you weren't aware. And they're very, very good friends, and they're some of the smartest guys in tech. They got together with Reid Hoffman. Reid Hoffman is the owner of LinkedIn, and Sam Altman. Sam Altman was the president of the world's largest incubator, like Y Combinator, that created companies like Airbnb. Many companies came out of Y Combinator. They're the largest incubator, and if you can get selected by them, you're very likely to be connected with an incredible network and be, a chance of becoming a unicorn. They saw that AI was going to be so powerful that they felt that if it got in the hands of the wrong tech companies, those tech companies could get an advancement on other tech companies so fast that literally they would be the only company left in technology. It would happen that fast. And if you watched any interviews, if you go to YouTube and watch Joe Rogan talking to Elon Musk, or if you look at Elon Musk's fear of AI, he will tell you that mankind is playing with fire with AI. If you aren't scared of all of the bad ramifications of AI, I'm not here to scare you, but I'm here to tell you that they're real. In fact, just 10 days ago, Steve Wozniak from Apple, Elon Musk, the CEO of Stability.AI, and another, I believe, 50 or so people in the tech world signed a referendum. They want all tech companies to put a halt on anything over GPT-4 because they're saying that this can now get in the hands of people to do bad things. Well, I'm here to tell you that that's already, the genie is out of the bottle. Pandora's box has happened. You cannot put the genie back in the bottle. I'm going to show you on next slide coming up that language models have been democratized. I was able to put the power of ChatGPT, which cost them $400 million. You and I and everybody here can do it now for $600. You can go to GitHub, you can download it, you can put ChatGPT and run it locally on your computer for the cost of $600 one time. Plus you're processing every time you ask a question. So what that means is AI at this point you can take the rails off of it. If you ask ChatGPT how to do something bad to a building, if you know what I'm saying, 9/11, right? It's gonna say that it's not gonna let you do that. But unfortunately, now that these models are there, you could take the rules off, and Iran, China, North Korea, Russia, they all have access to this technology. The genie is out of the bottle. Okay, so one of the reasons why I say that is because these folks here realize that AI is technology, and all technology can be used for good and bad. If you compare AI to nuclear technology requires three things: the information on how to build it, the parts and resources to build it, which are very difficult, and of course, uranium, which is nearly impossible to get. And that's why other countries are having, it's difficult for them to create nuclear weapons, because it's easy to find out that you're looking for uranium, and you can get a lot of pressure from the world against doing that. AI doesn't have those second problems. There's no tools needed to build it, and you don't need uranium. So it's out there. So we'll move on from that, but just wanted to let you know, it has literally gone from costing $400 million to produce a language model last year, and they thought it would take to 2030 to get to where we are now. But now you can do it for $600. Moving on, top second column says, in 2016, developed by Google's DeepMind, AlphaGo was an AI program that played the board game Go against the human champion. You may remember this back in 2016. It defeated Lee Sedol. He was one of the world's best Go players. Then in June of 2017, Google's Brain team introduced the Transformer model. They wrote a white paper about it. It talks about a type of neural network that is especially good at tasks like language and translation. Immediately, OpenAI took that language model, and when you hear things like LLM, that means a large language model, and they created GPT. We're going to talk about what that means, generative preformed transformer or pre-transformer. Basically, it just means it predicts the next word. And Google should never have released this paper, because by doing that as a white paper, they gave the tech to everybody. And OpenAI took the ball and ran with it. We're going to show you how that's devastated Google in just a minute. In December of 2017, Google's DeepMind AlphaGo beat Stockfish, which is a computer rated at 3,600 ELO at chess. Now, here you see it says it played itself 44 million games in just 4 hours. I want to talk to you about this significant moment in time. If you take a look at somebody like Magnus Carlsen, I think his rating is something like, by FIDE, is rated something like 2825. The next highest ranked player in the world is ranked something like 2,800. Just being 25 points higher than the next highest person, Magnus Carlsen hadn't lost a match in chess for 2 years. He went 2 years without losing a match, only 25 higher. You need to be at 2,600 or higher, basically, to be a grandmaster. And I play chess. I'm rated about 640. And let's put it this way. I'll destroy somebody that's at a 500, and somebody that's at a 700 will destroy me. So if Magnus Carlsen is rated 2825, Stockfish, which is not even AI, is rated at 3,600. Stockfish will beat Magnus Carlsen every single time with its eyes closed. And all Stockfish is, it has a history of every move ever played in chess. But here's the interesting thing. That's Stockfish. It knows every single move ever played in chess. Now, Google took DeepMind. They didn't give it any history of any moves, no opening theory, nothing. They let it play itself for just 4 hours with only the rules of the game. And with those rules of the game, in just 4 hours, the AI computer was able to beat the highest ranked chess engine in the world with an ELO rating of 3,600. It played it 100 games. It lost none. It drew about 70, and so I know it won like 24 games, lost none, and drew the rest, which is just absolutely mind-blowing that something could learn chess in 4 hours without any history of the game and beat the world's best computer. That's the power of AI. And folks, that happened in 2017. We are now 6 years past that with the amount of technology that's just exploding. Let's move on. In June of 2020, OpenAI announced GPT-2, which was basically like a toddler, but the world went crazy. So crazy that in January of 2021, Jasper, originally Jarvis, but they had a little problem with the Iron Man intellectual property. They changed their name to Jasper. They were founded in January of 2021. Take a look at this. In November of 2022, that's less than 2 years, that's just 20 months, Jasper raised $125 million on a it's actually 1.5 billion dollar valuation. Folks, that was just 4 months ago. Jasper is a company that was founded by the people that created Proof. The company used Proof. They created this. Essentially, folks, all they did was create a user interface around the API that was given to them by OpenAI. They didn't really do much technology other than say what you now see with ChatGPT. And they were able to raise $125 million on a $1.5 billion valuation. But then, as we all know, in November, just a few months back, OpenAI launches ChatGPT. Let's see what happened next. All right, let's talk about what ChatGPT is. We'll get through this little technical part. GPT stands for Generative Pre-trained Transformer. Essentially, it's a chatbot that produces human-like AI-generated content on the input that it's given by the user. You should all be familiar with that. We're not going to talk about how it works. I'm sure you've all used ChatGPT. If not, we're going to play around with it and show you some case studies in a minute. Okay, when was ChatGPT launched? Well, as we said, in June of 2018, it was GPT-1. GPT-2 came out in 2019. GPT-3 went in beta in May of 2020. This is around when Jasper started. And then GPT-3 was released here, June of 2020. And then 3.5 was released in November of 2022. And then in February, ChatGPT-4 came out. We'll talk about that in just a minute. And that was available only as a paid version of ChatGPT Plus, which is about $20 a month. All right. In terms of milestones, how big this is here, we're going to talk about how fast companies got to 100 million users and how fast ChatGPT did. So Netflix did it in 3.5 years. Kickstarter took 2.5 years. Airbnb took 2.5 years. And by the way, Airbnb is free. Twitter, a free platform, took 2 years to get to 100 million users. Foursquare, 13 months. Facebook, 10 months. Dropbox, 7 months. Spotify, 5 months. Instagram, 2.5 months. And ChatGPT, not months, not weeks. It reached 100 million users that actually signed up with a Google account in just 5 days. And this is a little timeline here from some other companies. The telephone took 75 years to get to 100 million users. Mobile phones took 16 years. Netflix, 10 years. Twitter, 6 years. Gmail, 5 years. Facebook, 4 years. Instagram, 2.5. TikTok, as big as they are, took 9 months. And ChatGPT, this is to 100 million users here, took 2 months. Okay. So as we said here, Jasper announces $1.5 billion valuation and they raised $125 million in less than 2 years. When we saw this, we realized, for me, I've had these moments in my life where I first saw the Commodore 64 and I said, this is for me, 100%. Then later, I saw apps and mobile devices. I saw the internet come out. I said, hey, this is exactly for me. And automated webinars I saw, we created a platform for that. One of the first automated webinars was EverWebinar that we created in my previous company. We wanted to create the world's first all-in-one platform that truly did it right. We did that. And when we saw AI, we truly feel that we're not jumping on this because it's an opportunity. We feel with our direct response marketing background that we can create outputs by seasoning and prompting the program better than anybody out there, better than Copy.AI, better than Jasper.ai. And we've already started developing a platform called Groove.AI. You would have seen that because you registered here. We bought the domain for $20,000, and we are off to create the world's best AI. But let's keep moving on here. So when ChatGPT came out, it created such a buzz that Google tried to respond. They created this thing here called bard.google.com. Okay. And you can ask it a question. So let's just click here and you can see here. It's thinking and it gives you an answer. You can look at other different drafts that it gives you. But the thing is, it was behind what you get with ChatGPT. Because of that, Google lost $100 million, literally right there, and they lost an incredible amount of market cap. Later on, Microsoft originally announced that they were putting $1 billion into OpenAI, and they did. And then just back in January, they invested $10 billion into ChatGPT owner OpenAI, giving them 40% control of the company. Now that scares the entire world because of tech, because everybody wanted to keep this out of the hands of technology companies. That's why Stability.ai is open source. HuggingFace.co is open source. OpenAI was supposed to be open, but they're not. They've now spun off a division for profit. They leaked the technology to Microsoft. Microsoft has now told them that they're not allowed to give out any more white papers. And essentially, OpenAI is no longer open. They're just a for-profit company that's giving an API for developers like us. Microsoft announces ChatGPT capabilities are coming to Bing. So now you can go into Bing. If you haven't seen that, let me just show you right here. If I have the Edge browser, I'm not sure if I do. I might have deleted it, but let's see. And while we're waiting for that browser to open, you can see here, OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, is now valued at $29 billion, and they believe that it will become a $1 trillion company. So you can now see here, like, what is Fusion? I can put that in here, and then I can just scroll up like this, and now you can see that ChatGPT is now built directly into it's searching right here. It's built directly into Bing. This type of stuff has brought Bing from being 4% of the market share to nearly 11% of the market share by adding ChatGPT in. Google is scrambling very quickly, but I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay. So moving on. As I said, don't count Google out. They, from what I understand in the YouTube videos that I've seen, their technology is about 2 years ahead of OpenAI. Their technology. The only thing is they haven't woven it into their product suites yet. They've been using it in things like Google Lens, but they knew that they had the innovator's dilemma. They knew that chat for information was going to disrupt search. And they, believe it or not, with all the money they make, they still make 80% of all of their money from search. So like Kodak, when Kodak had developed digital technology, they buried it because they knew that it was going to get rid of their photomats and film processing, which their entire industry was built on. So Google has suppressed this information, and now OpenAI gets bought out 49% by Bing, and Microsoft starts putting it all over the place, literally all over the place, and Google is in big trouble. But don't count them out. They're already fighting back, and they're going to be really, really strong. Welcome to the AI wars. That is very, very good for all of us. When ChatGPT came out back in November, it was built on 175 million, different neural, I sound like Joe Biden right here. Let me redo that. 175 billion neural networks, okay? ChatGPT 4 is based on a larger language model of 100 trillion neural networks. So the difference was on the left, ChatGPT 3 and 3.5 was able to pass every SAT test, every scholastic test. It was able to pass the bar. But the thing is, it only landed in the top 10 percentile of the people that passed. 90% of people that studied and trained for it would beat it. GPT-4 now is light years ahead of GPT 3.5. It has much better understanding of what you want, and it is also multimodal. I'll talk about that in a minute. But what that means is GPT-4 is now in the top 10%, not bottom 10%, top 10%. It can pass the bar exam in every state, in every country. It speaks every language. It can write music. You could upload images to it. There's a new demo for ChatGPT. You can upload videos. You could upload voice. You could use plugins for Expedia and Instacart and Wolfram Alpha and you name it. It is absolutely crazy. We don't have the time to get into all of these different things, but you could later check out OpenAI plugins, and there's videos that show you all the different demos of what that's going to do. I just don't want this webinar to be too long, but let me just show you where that is. Again, if you were to Google OpenAI and then type in plugins, okay, on this page right here, you're going to see we literally just go down the page, and they show you that they're working with Expedia, Wolfram Alpha, Zapier, Shopify, Instacart, Kayak, and many, many more. In fact, we've become a developer for this because we could also use it for OpenAI. This is a little video right here that shows somebody just making a reservation with OpenTable. You could take a picture and upload it and say, this is what's in my refrigerator. What can I make? It can do, it has a browsing plugin. So now you can get real-time information, ask it who won the Oscars, and it will literally browse the web. So no longer will it tell you that that it doesn't know that. As you can see, it gave the answers right here. It also has a code interpreter. This is fact. The developers will no longer be writing code. Within 5 years, you may not even need developers. The entire industry is about to shift. Folks, I've actually written code with ChatGPT that I bypassed my developers that I used to have to ask them to do. I can now go into ChatGPT and say, create me a countdown timer, do this, make it purple, would make it rounded, all these different things, and it writes the code for you. ChatGPT has this interpreter plugin, which is just great for graphs and bars, a lot of different things like that, bar charts. You have this retrieval plugin, which I'm going to demo for you later, which allows you to create a knowledge base. So you can upload your company human resources doc and then just instantly give only your users in your company access. They could ask a question, do I get off for Lincoln's birthday? And the answer will say, no, you get off for President's Day, but not Washington and Lincoln's birthday. But that's just one example. You can do it for anything. I'm going to show you how we did it. Oh man, I want to leak this right now, but I just can't. Maybe let's just go rogue. I'll just show you right now. We've used it now at Groove.cm. So now you can go to Groove.cm. I just refreshed the page. We've added this chatbot, which is powered by GPT. And look at this. Hi, I'm an all-knowing AI assistant. Ask me anything about Groove.cm. Okay, what are your pricing plans? Now, did this put our customer service agents out of business? Maybe. We have 4 pricing plans. That's it. It nailed it. It even talks about the free and the lifetime. How do I animate a button? Now, it's probably going to say it doesn't know what app we're talking about. So there you go. Which specific app? GroovePages, GrooveSell, because we could do it many places. How about GroovePages? To animate a button, click on the button you want, click on the Animations tab on the right-hand sidebar, choose the animations you want in the drop-down, preview the animation with the preview button. So that's literally everything. How do I create a new blog? Create a new blog is easy. Log into your Groove account. So this, folks, was created, and we're going to have this built into Groove.AI. Remember, I wanted to show you the power of the technology, but telling you that we're consolidating all of this stuff into one application for you. We've even spoken about this on one of our live streams. So if you want to know how you can do this, well, there's a website called chatbase.co. Chatbase.co allows you to put a chatbot on your website. So as you can see here, you simply enter your URLs of your website. It crawls all of your websites. You could even put an XML feed, a sitemap feed, and then you could upload documents and PDFs and text files and everything like that. And once you have that, you go into your settings. It has a pre-made prompt, but I made the prompt a little bit better. And I just added some rules in here. And I gave it a prompt. I said, act as a friendly sales rep for Groove Digital. You'll do all of this, etc. If they ask for a refund, do this, and this is the pricing, etc., etc., etc. And now anything that any customer, including you, needs. We'll have one for Groove.AI eventually. It has an API, and folks, that's just one particular example that can be done with a knowledge base. We were also talking about other things here with the plugins. Like I said, you can make restaurant reservations. You can ask what you want. It'll just automatically add everything to Instacart and buy it for you through your Instacart account. It writes code and so much more. All right, but let's keep moving on. The multimodal capability of ChatGPT 4, which has been announced but hasn't been released yet, not to everybody, will give you plugins. It'll add voice to video, voice to text, text to voice, video, images. You'll be able to ask it to, you could upload an image and you'll be able to just chat and say, take off the hat. Now, the thing is, with Groove.AI, this is all technology from OpenAI. So we have access to this to build on top of it, to actually make workflows for you. Folks, we're going to be able to literally connect a plugin with Groove.cm and literally create that plugin with Groove.AI or ChatGPT, but any ChatGPT plugin we create will be free for you as a Groove.AI user. And you'll be able to just say, what's my EPC for this funnel? It'll go right into your database. You'll link to your account and get anything you want. User interfaces are going away. Everything is going to be handled through AI and chats. It's mind-blowing. All right, moving on. This is something that Steve Jobs said. I'll do my best Steve Jobs impression, which will sound poor. You know, I think one of the things that really separates us from high primates is that we're tool builders. I read that a study that measured the efficiency of locomotion for various species on the planet. The condor used the least amount of energy to move a kilometer. And humans came in with a rather unimpressive showing, about a third of the way down the list. It was not too proud of a showing for the crown of creation. So that didn't look so good. But then somebody at a Scientific American had the insight to test the efficiency of locomotion for a man on a bicycle. And a man on a bicycle, a human on a bicycle, blew the condor away, completely off the top of the charts. And that's what a computer is to me. What a computer is to me, it's the most remarkable tool that we've ever come up with. And it's the equivalent of a bicycle for our minds. Recently, Sam Altman from OpenAI did that quote, and he said that now we have leaped from a bicycle for our mind to a rocket for our minds. Bill Gates, he said this recently, just a couple of weeks ago. I consider AI to be one of the 4 biggest technological advances in my lifetime. He was talking about, of course, the personal computer, then the internet, then the mobile computing, and then AI. So we're about to transition in the presentation here, folks. This was to get you up to speed on understanding what AI is, but I want to let you know this. Before we were talking about who is AI going to replace, here is the hard fact. AI is not going to replace anyone. Companies that use AI are going to replace companies that don't use AI. It's that simple. You want to be using AI in your business. There's a lot of different tools out there. Many of them are just going to be incredibly fantastic for you to use. So let's jump on here. Now, the previous chart that I showed you spanned 25 years, 26 years. It went from 1997 to 2023. These next 2 slides happened literally in the last 2.5 weeks since, just in the last 2.5 weeks with everything happening in AI. That's why this says recent updates, not a brief history. Stability.ai, they are a complete open source platform, very different than OpenAI. They're not just giving you the API, they're actually giving you the source code. It allows users to publish all of their information at huggingface.co. Which is an open source platform. They also announced that they're a true nonprofit organization. And he just had an interview, the CEO of that company. Stability.ai, with Peter Diamandis, one of the guys that helped popularize the phrase the singularity. They did it at Abundance 360. You can go to Peter Diamandis' YouTube channel and find some of these interviews. Basically, this guy said from the Stability.ai, he says, you'd be surprised, you'd be blown away. This is the CEO. What they have that's not released is going to change mankind. He kept saying everything, everywhere, all at once. Peter Diamandis asked him, what do you see in 5 years? He says, I can't see that. I can't see that far. I can see approximately 2 years down the road. That's it. That's all that we can possibly see. Okay. If you watch that interview, Peter Diamandis with the founder, the CEO of Stability.ai, it'll rock your world on what's about to happen to mankind. And he says this technology already exists over there. Moving on, bottom over here, Stanford University. It released, this is what I was telling you about earlier, a language model similar to GPT-3, which you can now install and run on your own computer for $600. I did it. I have my own version of this. You can go Google Alpaca. Like I said, I have it, on my computer. I don't know. Let me just see if I just type in Alpaca. You'll literally see that this opens up my own version. This is Alpaca GPT, folks. I have my own version here that, and I could never have done this in the past. But I used ChatGPT. I pasted the instructions. It taught me how to install Python on my computer. I just followed the prompts and I was able to install this on my computer. Folks, that just happened, as I just said, where something that costs $400 million, we can now put into Groove.AI and have our own model, and we pay $600 one time to build it into our platform. NVIDIA announced 2 weeks ago or less an entire open source AI platform, which includes Nemo, which is their language model, Picasso, which is their engine model for pictures. And they're making it available free to all developers. So that means we get not an API, we actually get the code to use with Groove.ai. Then Google announced an integration with AI into their entire G Suite. Google Docs, Google Sheets, and they released Bard, their version of ChatGPT. So if we just go to YouTube real quick and we put Google AI in G Suite. Whoops. Okay. So I spelled it wrong, Google, but here you go. You might even be hearing this right now. I'm going to speed it up. So if there's a long conversation, you can say, catch me up to speed. It's now in Skype. You can do the same thing. All right, let's move on into things like Microsoft Word. They're putting it, not in Microsoft Word, I mean in Google Docs. They're putting it in. They're putting it into their presentations. So build me a presentation. Automatically will build you a presentation on a particular subject. You can go in anywhere, say I need an image for this or that, or whatever the case is. And in their sheets as well, this is, I believe, in their sheets, you can now talk to it in natural language and say, put a border around this, make a graph. Okay, fantastic. Now, literally, the very next day, right here, Microsoft announced something called Microsoft 360 Copilot with AI integration. So if we put in here, Microsoft Copilot 365, this one right here, 1 minute and 36 seconds. Let's see, in less than 3 minutes. So this walks you through the event.
Creates a first draft. You can turn your Word document.
You can do a PowerPoint presentation now with AI.
You can hone and polish. Let's
analyze data.
Copilot in Excel. You start by asking Copilot to analyze the data and give you 3 key trends. Within seconds, you've got what you need. throughout your inbox, highlighting the most.
You kind of get the picture.
What's happened so far.
You can join a meeting late in Microsoft whatever Teams and literally just say summarize what's going on. You could get summaries of everything, and it's quite impressive. So folks, that happened just recently. Microsoft's announcing that. They've also added something called Copilot X for developers that literally will understand every line of code. It'll create your API docs for you. Things are just getting crazy. Adobe released something called Adobe Firefly, which this is let me see here, Firefly Adobe. This completely blew me away when this came out. Let's look at their quick little demo video here. So I believe there's like a little demo video, but it's just absolutely amazing what you can now do with this thing called Firefly. I encourage you to take a look at it later, but it's all prompt-based with images. Change the scene to winter. Boom. Just like that. You have all these templates. So they're going after Canva, is essentially all with AI. There's too much for me to go over. Like I said, folks, they've made this new letter category where you can type a word and then you could say, do it in gold ornaments, do it in particles, do it in green moss, etc., etc. This is Adobe Firefly. You can join the beta for that. Then Canva responses with their new incredible updates to their AI. I'm not even talking about what Notion just did. Unreal Engine announced an all-new Fortnite studio for people to create games. So basically what Roblox is for kids, Unreal Engine just democratized building a game for anybody that's on this call, and you can publish it into a new marketplace. So you could create your own game, and then you get to keep 70% of the profits. They've literally just got rid of just what it was with Hollywood 20 years ago, where you had to go to Hollywood and raise money to make a movie, and then suddenly anybody now with the right microphones and a DSLR camera can be an indie movie maker. Well, now an indie game developer has just changed because you no longer need to know programming, and you could publish a game like you do with Roblox, which is more like Minecraft. You could create a game like Call of Duty now and just publish it to the engine without knowing any code. It's all drag and drop user interface. Midjourney version 5 just came out with the ability to create images with a prompt even better than it was before, because now you can use natural language. Again, I don't have the time to demonstrate all of that for you, but I think you kind of know, you've seen that you can type to something and make an image. If I had more time today, I would show you. We just don't. Moving on. All right. This is the final part of the recent updates. Wonder Dynamics is an AI tool that automatically animates lights and composes CG characters into a live stream. I'm going to be releasing a video on Monday that you guys are going to be seeing. So let's go to this website and show you exactly what that is. I'm going to hit refresh, and I'm going to go to their little demo video right here. And this is what you can do. It's a short 2-minute video. Let's take a look at it.
Wasn't limited by our resources, but only by our imagination. Welcome to Wonder Studio, where making movies with CGI is as simple as selecting your actor and assigning a character. The system uses AI to track the actor's performance across cuts and automatically animates, lights, and composes the CG character directly into the scene. Whether it's one shot or a full sequence, Wonder Studio analyzes and captures everything from body motion, lighting, compositing, camera motion, and it even tracks the actor's facial performance. All the artist needs is a camera. Filmmaking is a medium of creativity and collaboration between artists. There's no AI that can replace that. Wonder Studio was built to empower those artists while still keeping the existing 3D process in mind. Alongside the rendered results, Wonder Studio gives you the ability to export the individual layers you need to deliver your final visual effects shot. Whether it's lighting, camera, or animation, you can maintain full control and make detailed adjustments in 3D space. From the paintbrush, to the typewriter, to the camera, tools have always been an extension of the artist, a means to help our voices be heard.
All right, I think you get the
With
picture.
Wonder Studio,
This, folks, let's see who's behind this. So, did you see the movie Ready Player One? Well, if we click on the team here, okay, Tyler Sheridan is co-founder and president. He was the actor in Ready Player One. Nikola, this guy here, Todorovic, he's the co-founder and CEO, brilliant AI video technology guy. But there's more important things here. Steven Spielberg has backed it. Private equity and capital investment companies behind it. Joe Russo, one of the Russo brothers, the guys that wrote Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, Captain America Civil War, and Captain America Winter Soldier. These guys know this is the future of Hollywood. And guess what? Currently, it's free. You won't be able to get access for about 3 weeks to a month. So you want to make sure to request access and get on the wait list. But look at this. I can get access to this right now. And I'm going to make a movie showing you exactly how this works. So let me just log in real quick. I'll close this tab here. I'm just letting you know that I have access to this. I can now do this. So who do we know that's made something with this? Well, if we go to Matt Wolf on YouTube here, Matt just did a demo. He got access the same day that I did. Take a look at this.
That's just a minor complaint. I'm actually really happy.
He films himself.
Video. There is quite a bit
right
of process.
here. Let me see here.
I'm going to go ahead and just created a little video of me just doing a bunch of like.
So now let's just fast forward a little bit. And so you can literally replace
cool
yourself just like this.
Export video here.
Let's see.
And good. I mean, I would have expected it to even blip out a little bit.
So that just came out. Currently, that is free technology, folks. I'm sure they're going to charge a price for it, but I'm going to do something cool to really blow up this promotion as well. So that's Wonder Dynamics. Chatbase, we just spoke about. Chatbase allows you to put an all-knowing chat widget specifically only about your product. And why that's good is if you look, if I say, tell me about ClickFunnels, it won't tell you about ClickFunnels. Oh, it shouldn't. But it should compare it to Groove there. While it's been popular, Groove offers more powerful. Okay, see, this is driven to be a cheerleader for us. So that right there, folks, is called chatbase.co. Now, get ready to get your mind completely blown. Just 10 days ago, latte.social comes out with something that creates social clips from longer videos instantly. Let's take a look. Let's refresh this page and let's watch this video right here. So number one, you can take a YouTube URL and paste it just like that, or you can drag a video off of your computer. Either one. All right. Then you click upload. And then you can let it create 30, 60, 90-minute clips or whatever the case is. I wish I could pause this, but I can't. But essentially what's happening here, folks, is it went through a 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour video. Doesn't matter. And then what it does is it finds clips. You can make it vertical or horizontal, and you can put karaoke subtitles. So that problem that we have about creating content like a Groovathon or a live stream or a podcast, but then we want to create those clips like Joe Rogan clips, the 10-minute clips, the TikTok clips. Well, this can do it all for you. There's a vertical version with the timestamps. You literally just upload a video and it will find different clips for you. And let me just let it go through here. Let it just finish. These are the different clips. What I wanted to show you was that, okay, it just reset, so just wait right here. I want to show you, again, I can't pause it, but you can only ask for 30-second clips. You see 30-second? Let's wait one more time, see if we can see it. 30-second, 60-second, 90 seconds, 3 minutes, 5 minutes, or longer. So you can say, I only want them this size, or you can just let it do its thing, and it's going to go out and find you. It'll break your video down for you, and then you can automatically publish them to Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram in the background. They don't have that yet, but that's coming soon. So right now you have to download it. So that is a new tool that literally just came out as well. It's called Latte Social. But why am I showing you this? I want to remind you, while I recommend these things right now, we might even use them in our business because they give us a return on investment. But why pay more than you have to? We're building all of these, not the Wonder Dynamics. That's me just showing you what things are happening in AI, but you'll be able to do, you'll have a chat with bot just like this. You'll be able to do the same thing with video. We're going to have that built into Groove.AI. Auto GPT. This just came out. It's the #1 trending repository on GitHub. It utilizes GPT-4 to string together large language models or thoughts in order to achieve a specific goal that you set for it. And basically, it doesn't stop until you tell it. So let me just show you real quick how that works. I installed this as well. I believe I can launch it right here by typing this in. I have to change the directory to AutoGPT and run Python. But basically, I know this is a little hard to see, but basically I give it a name. So let's just call it AI Scraper. And then I say you're an AI made to find sales letters and save them for me. Okay. And now I give it 5 goals. Find sales letters written by Frank Kern. Compile the first 500 words. Compile the first 500 words, and the typos are fine, of the best ones. Save it to my computer, or I could say tweet. I could link my Twitter account. Save it to my computer as frank.text. Use the web if you need to, obviously. And then when I'm done, I say shut down. And it's actually saying there's a problem with my API keys. So not sure what that is. Maybe I ran out of credits. But the bottom line is, once this starts running, it's unlike ChatGPT. It will run forever until it completes that task. And what that means is this is just showing off something, which means automation, folks. Automation is coming for us to be able to task different things together. When this is done, go to Zapier, do this, connect this, and this was the terminal version, but we're going to be creating a beautiful user interface. And then finally, there's something that came out by Microsoft called Hugging GPT. This is the last thing I have to show you. Hugging GPT is a framework that leverages. If we go to huggingface.co, consider this like the GitHub of AI. There are so many. I'm logged in, so let's actually do this incognito so that we can see the front of the website. Okay, at huggingface.co, this is a community of open source projects. So basically, you can now do anything. Like all of this stuff, there are people putting dozens and dozens of white papers and demos of different things in here, like image to video, all these different things. Now that Microsoft released Hugging GPT, we can now take that, it's open source, and we now have the ability to do anything with AI and tap into any of the repositories of something that's currently working here at Hugging Face. A little bit more technical than you need to worry about. I'm just letting you know that once this came out, it just made it so much more powerful for us over at Groove.AI and anybody that's doing any type of AI development. Here's the beautiful thing. If you're starting to feel overwhelmed, that's a good thing. That means that you can put your trust in us at Groove.AI to consolidate this for you into a beautiful user interface that will allow you to have different tasks and different workflows and automations and plugins and do pretty much anything you want. So let's move on and talk about what you can do with AI and then what you'll be able to do with Groove.AI. All right. Number one, you'll be able to write content like emails, website, and funnel copy, blogs, articles, and sales letters. You'll be able to write code and debug code. You'll be able to create websites and funnels. Pause. Major announcement. One of the things that we're going to be doing with Groove.AI is we're going to be allowing you to what we call upload the consciousness of your business into a knowledge base and prime our system with everything about your company. We even have a questionnaire that you can do that currently with ChatGPT right here that I'm going to share with you. And I'm going to show you a case study on how we were able to build a website with it using Groove. But what Groove.AI will be able to do is literally build the entire web page or funnel, and every page in the funnel. It'll write all the copy, put all of the images, do all of the layout for you, and give you the collection of those pages with one click that you could import into Groove Pages to further edit. You've heard me right. You will now have AI funnels and brand websites. You'll be able to say, I want the colors blue and purple or black and white. This is my logo. These are my brand colors. This is about my business. Create me a brand website. I'm doing a webinar on Friday on how to raise capital. Okay, great. It'll create a funnel, a thank you page, everything along that for you. And then you can literally have all the copy written on it, a brand new funnel that's never been seen by anybody before, made for conversion, for direct response. You click and it'll show up into your Groove account. You can do images with AI. Let me show you another gift that I'm going to be giving you here. Let me open up ChatGPT. I have this beautiful thing here. I didn't preload it, so let me just look for it. And it makes a Midjourney prompt better. If I can find it, great. If I don't find it, then we're not going to be able to do it. Midjourney prompts. Okay. So this is something that I've taught Midjourney to make any prompt better. So let's see here. I would normally ask you guys to type something in, but we just don't have the time right now. So I'm just going to say, generate a prompt of a man in a bakery in the style of Norman Rockwell. All right, let's, did I spell that right? I guess so. A man and a child. Okay, in a bakery in the style of Norman Rockwell. So now I could normally just put this in. Let me load up Discord in the background while that's happening. I can normally put that in, but watch what happens to this prompt generator that I have all of this information that I fed in. I'm going to give you this so that you can replicate this. It's going to now rewrite this for me like this. So instead of me just putting this in and getting this, what would give me like a boring prompt, this is making what I will refer to as a super prompt, okay? So let's just let that finish. Let me go into Midjourney, into my Discord bot here from Midjourney. I believe that's right here, okay? You can see I was showing demos to other people how I can create these beautiful images here. That was just a Flintstone. Somebody asked me to do that, and that's why I did that. So what I'm going to do, let's get the prompt up. Oh, and they just announced something called Descript that you could put in a describe. You could upload any image on the web, and it'll give you a prompt that you can use to recreate that image. So if you see an image that you like, but it's royalty free, you can, or not royalty free, or you just want to modify it, you can literally just pull it, drag that image in, and it'll give you a prompt that would recreate a similar image. And then you could change that prompt to change the horse to a motorcycle. But let's just focus right now on the task at hand. I'm going to take this imagine prompt that they have right here, and I'm going to literally just put this in here like this. And now you can see, look at this. It turned this prompt here into this. The scene should capture the essence of this simpler time, filmed with warmth and nostalgia. The man, perhaps a father or grandfather. It literally does all of this different stuff here. All right. And so when we paste that into Midjourney, it's going to generate that image. Now, while that's baking in the background, it's going to take about 30 seconds. Let me show you something else that I'm going to give you guys as a free gift if you stay around. Okay. And this is a prompt that makes better prompts. Okay. So by taking this right here, I'm telling it that whatever I put here, make it a much better prompt. So let me give you an example anytime that you're about to ask ChatGPT for something, you're going to be able to do it better. And as you know, prompt engineering is better. Yes, Groove.AI will have both of these things built in. Right now, I have to show you the clunky manual way, but in Groove.AI, I'm showing you how we're putting our thinking caps on to make things better for you. So I'm just going to now paste this in here, and now I want a better prompt. Now, I can normally do it at GPT-4, but it's a little slower, so I'm going to leave it at 3.5 because it's quicker. So watch this. I need a headline. So now I don't have to tell it, act as a copywriter. I just say what I need, and this will tell it to generate the role that's best for it. I need a headline for my webinar this week on how to train your parrot to speak. Okay, I need a headline and copy. Let's put that as well, right? So now this is what I would normally put in, but now when I do this, I'm going to now get this really, really good prompt that I can now take this prompt. Okay, I can delete this because I no longer need it, and I can now create a new chat. And instead of putting that boring prompt, look at this super prompt. Look, it even says, finally, make sure the copy includes a clear call to action. And now, just like that, I've created a super prompt that gives me a headline and copy, but it has here incorporate relevant keywords and phrases that would catch the attention. So now, instead of you having to be a prompt engineer, and let's see the role, act as a marketing specialist and generate catchy headlines and persuasive copy. So this is a much better output than I would have gotten had I just done that before. So
Hey,
I'm going to
Mike.
give you as a freak. Yes.
Hey, and ordinarily we're holding all the questions to the end, but this one that came in I thought was worth asking up front, just in case anyone else is having this confusion. We're using the word prompt a lot. Can you explain what a prompt is?
Sure. Thank you, Donna. A prompt is literally a question. That's all. So if but we use the word prompt because when you're speaking with ChatGPT, you're prompting it to give you a certain result. So it's kind of like a question with a nudge. So a prompt simply says, here's a prompt. Tell me about Abe Lincoln in 50 words. Okay, just like that. That's a prompt. All right. So I can now make this prompt better, right? By prompt engineering or by being more specific. Make it specifically about his childhood, his presidency, about slavery, about his death, or whatever the case may be, right? And here it put it into 50 words. Now, ChatGPT is so smart. Check this out. Here's just an example of a prompt. Tell me about Abe Lincoln and make every word use the next letter of the alphabet, starting with A and ending in Z. Now, can any human do this in the world? Honestly, let's see what if ChatGPT can. Abe believed, challenges, demanded extraordinary feats, gaining honest inspiration, justice, kind-hearted. Lincoln mastered nation's oppressive problems, quietly revolutionizing slavery, transformed the United States, valiantly withstanding xenophobic youthful zeal. I mean, so that is a prompt. You can do anything that you want. If I would have said write that in a poem, it would have done it in a rhyming poem. This thing is just insane. And if that didn't just blow you away more than anything, I don't know what did. Okay, so now that we've got that, let's go to ChatGPT. To Midjourney, which is just an app that you could add into Discord, and we could take a look at these different prompts. Let's open in these new images. And so this is what we asked for: a man and a child in a bakery in the style of Norman Rockwell. Now, with that super prompt, look how good it was. If we needed this for a newsletter or a webinar, we can do it in anything in the style of Tron, Pixar, Disney, MCU, Iron Man, anime, you name it, Speed Racer, anything that you want. These are absolutely beautiful. If I wanted to upscale one of those, I simply just 1, 2, 3, or 4. Let's say I like this one, number 2. I click upscale number 2, and now it gives me the high definition version of that in less than 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. It should pop that in there. All right. We'll just wait for that upscaled version real quick. And there it is. And now I've got a high definition version of this. You can see it's so upscaled, it takes a while to load in my browser. Okay. So that is just images. But folks, this can be done for video. You can create video with text messages. But moving on, we just went over images. Summarize. You'll be able to load a YouTube video or a Zoom meeting or a recording of a Skype meeting and summarize it. But guess what? You can do that right now. Watch this. Let's go to YouTube. Let's go to Groove.cm official. Let's take one of our videos off of our website from recent. Okay. Let's do integrating Printful with GrooveCart. I'm going to go right here. You simply need this Chrome extension. It's called GLASP, G-L-A-S-P, and you can find it in the Chrome Web Store. I already have it added to Chrome. Again, it's called GLASP. If you just Google GLASP Chrome extension, your YouTube videos will now have this automatically. And guess what? At the click of a button, you'll be able to transcribe that entire video. But even better, they've just added a ChatGPT icon here. So I can now load this up. Now, for some reason, you have to put a space here. This is a new bug. I don't know why it is. Most people think it's not working. You just put a space there, and it puts everything in, and then just hit go, and it adds video summary at the bottom, and then it gives you a summary of the video. But you can say, make it in outline form. Now, by the way, folks, I was using this just before my presentation today to summarize different things in other videos that I needed to put into my presentation. So I was getting videos, getting the information about it, and there you go. So there you see that is something called GLASP. It's a YouTube Chrome extension to help you summarize. So not only summarize videos, but summarize meetings and create an action plan. What is Donna's action plan? What was Mike's action plan? What did David say he was going to do? You can create music with AI, okay? I have right here, if I can find it, bear with me a second. I got to go to Dropbox and let's see. Whoops, I went a little too far. Let's see if I can see it. If not, I won't spend too much time. We had a lot of stuff that we worked on during this. So the launch would have been around here. I would have made it somewhere around here. Groove Backer song. So check this out.
Yes. Now get ready for the power of Groove.AI. Become a backer of Groove.AI.
You can do voice to text and text to voice. That's coming free in ChatGPT. But again, it's all part of OpenAI with something called Whisper. OpenAI Whisper. Okay. You can see here, they've given us access to this AI, which is going to allow us to do anything that we need to do with voice to text and text to voice inside of our app. You can do video, and you can create, this is the important thing, you could create your books, your reports, your guides, your freemiums, your emails, your headlines, every bit of high converting copy that you can do. All right. So as I told you, we're going to be giving you gifts at the end of the webinar so that you'll be able to do certain prompts and things like that, like making super prompts or uploading the consciousness of your business. So let me show you a case study. Here's a case study that, again, I'm going to give you the document where you could get this prompt. All right. You first give it this information here. So you would paste that in as prompt number one. The second thing that you would do is you enter these 30 questions. You copy this document. We literally just tell you to click here and click make a copy, and then you could edit it. Okay, answer all of these questions about your business. And then from there, you just put in these prompts different here. It'll help you build your website, everything. So here's an example. I did that for Fit Class. Okay, we're going to go up to the top here. I said, I want to give you information about my company, Fit Class. I gave it all of this information that you see here. All right, and then check this out. This one I like to have a little bit of fun with. Make it a little bigger. I said, write me a pitch that I can use on Shark Tank. Make it fun, witty, with a sense of humor. So let me transform us into Shark Tank. Bump, 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 boom. Doors open. I walk in. Good evening, sharks. Welcome to fitclass.com, the ultimate virtual fitness marketplace where you can sweat in the comfort of your own home. You know how it is. You'll finally muster up the courage to join a gym, and before you know it, you're surrounded by buff, toned individuals who make you feel like the before picture in a weight loss ad. Well, we're here to change that. With FitClass, you can work out from the privacy of your own home, in your pajamas if you want to, and with our built-in tip system, you can even earn money while you burn calories. We're official partners with Zoom, so our trainers can reach a global audience, and you, as an attendee, can access a variety of fitness classes from yoga to CrossFit and everything in between. And the best part is, it's free to join for both trainers and attendees. We're not just shaking up the fitness industry, Sharks. We're revolutionizing it. And we're not just asking for an investment. We're offering you a piece of the action. So who's ready to get in on the ground floor of the next big thing in fitness? FitClass is the future, and we're asking you to be a part of it. Any questions, Sharks? All right, so all I did was tell it about my company, and now not only can I get a pitch for Shark Tank, I can ask it for an elevator pitch, but here's what we did. I went down, and you can see here, we have this in the questions, right? We basically say, for this next task, act as a web designer, provide me a comprehensive list of essential pages for a website. Once it does that, we say, act as a web designer for the homepage and create a detailed outline of the required block sections in a step-by-step format, ensuring blah, blah, blah. These are tasks that I even had ChatGPT optimize for me. So let me show you how we did that here in FitClass. Write me a block section by block section outline for the homepage, but I used my super generator to make it even better from you. I've improved on it. So by doing that super prompt where it makes it better, it rewrote that like this. And so what it ended up giving me was it said that you need this in the navigation section, this in the hero section, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then I later went on and then I asked it, okay, in the hero section on the homepage, write me the welcome message for the hero section. It gave me that. It gave me 10 different versions. And it wrote the FAQ. It wrote all of the copy. Why am I showing you this? Because this was waiting as a project for 6 months. You know why? The site was designed and it said lorem ipsum, and it was waiting on me to go and give them all the copy. But I just didn't have the time. Well, I literally shared this. I used this little Share GPT plugin, and I was able to share all of this information with my web designer, and it gave him every single thing that was needed. And this entire website, navigation, copy, subheadline, the button, what it says, every single part of the layout was created using ChatGPT. I said, what navigation do I need? Great. For the homepage, what do I need in section order? And then I asked for the hero section, what do I need? What image goes here? Everything. It was literally, I gave the instructions to my designer. It even came up with this up here called Get Fit at Home. All of the copy, every single thing that you see here is done. Now you can do the same exact thing. I'm going to give you later at the end of this webinar a link to this document that you'll see here for the next section. Act as a content writer, do your FAQs, it'll write a VSL, and then anything else you ever need for your business, you can say, write me an email, write me a Facebook post with this magical prompt that I have right here for you. So you'll be getting that soon. And again, all of this groove engineering from the brain of my company and Mike Filsame is all going to be built into a user interface that's going to be 10 times better. But right now, you have to do it with ChatGPT, and there's other costs involved. All right, so moving back on. Another case study I wanted to let you know is that right here, I did the same exact thing for Groove.AI. What you're seeing up here is I said I'm creating a SaaS company using OpenAI API. Can I tell you about it? Yes. And what did I do? I answered all those questions that were in that document, and it gave me everything. Write me a pitch I can use on Shark Tank. Hey, Sharks, I got a product that'll make you want to swim with the big fish in the digital ocean. It's called Groove.AI, and I'm not going to read you all of this, but as you can see, I had it help me build commercials, voiceovers, every single piece of technology that we used in our in our promotion to get you on this webinar, on the slides, was all used by me going in here and saying, write me this, write me this, write me this, write me this, write me this. I'm going to show you examples of where you're seeing this. I even uploaded the webinar when we did our internal and had it write me the table of contents under the webinar. So what that means is, if I go here, okay, during our internal, I just uploaded the video to YouTube, and then I have a prompt that I'm going to give you. Here's another bonus I'm going to give you. I have a prompt that's going to teach you how to do exactly this by uploading and telling it what to say, and it created timestamps. When we added this, it doubled the conversions during our internal for Groove.AI. It wrote everything here, and as you can see, we're bragging about it. These were written by AI. On top of that, there's a commercial here, okay? And this uses another company right here called HeyGen. They're formerly Movio.la. And when you see me log into this company here, you will see that I was able to upload and train my avatar and my voice. Okay, they give you pre-made avatars, but I have a cheap avatar that they do for free. And then I did one that I didn't like because I did it in my home studio. And then I went in and I had them literally clone me by me talking for 4 minutes at my studio. Once that was done, I literally had ChatGPT write me a commercial. I'll show you that in a minute. And now this is not going to stream well because we're on GoToWebinar, but this would look fantastic if we weren't, if you were watching it in person or if you were at the website.
It's Mike Filsame's AI avatar. Thanks for tuning in to our Groovathon. We hope you're enjoying all of the great AI content we're serving up for you. But before we get back to the show, we've got a quick message about the Groove.AI backup project.
Isn't that crazy, guys? You can clone your voice and clone your body and automate all of these different things. I use another tool called Descript right here that allowed me to do some of the things that you see here, like creating the karaoke, different things. That's another AI tool. But not only did AI write this commercial, it wrote a 1-minute version, a 3-minute commercial version that I'm going to use on live streams next week, but this 10-minute version. It also wrote all of the bullets. I gave it a prompt. I said, I need a summary of all of the features and the title and then the summary of all the most important features. You know how exhausting this would have been? This is why our conversions are through the roof for this, because we're able to express what people are getting better. And then on top of that, I asked it to write all of this copy, and I asked it to write all of this copy. Guys, this is where we get lazy because it's hard. We're getting ready for a launch, and somebody has to get tasked, and this copy is usually what we call the grunt copy. It's not very good. But guess what else it did? I asked it to write an FAQ, and it wrote an FAQ. It wrote every single piece of information that we needed. But it doesn't stop there. If I go into my documents, you're going to notice in here, it wrote all of my case study emails that you guys are going to be getting next week. All of this copy. I literally did a case study. I'll talk to you about where you can find those because there's lots of resources there. And when I was done with the case study, I uploaded the video to YouTube so I can get a transcription. And then it knew everything about the case study. And I said, write me an email about this case study. And it wrote this for case study 1, 2, 3, and 4. Absolutely amazing. Again, I wish I had more time to go over all that with you. But yes, Groove.AI used AI for every part of the campaign. Where else did we use it? Not only cloning my voice, not only creating an avatar. Look at this. Our logo for Groove.AI was created with Logo.AI. This PowerPoint presentation is using something called Beautiful.AI. My voice cloning was done with 11 Labs. Our chatbot was created with Chatbase. Every single thing that we're doing in our company right now is using AI. And in fact, and as I even told you, creating the bullet points underneath the webinar replay were done using AI. So those are some case studies. I know I'm going a little fast. What I'm telling you is we have never been more productive, less stressed, and getting more work done since we've been able to put AI into our company. I promise you, I'm holding up my right hand as if I'm in court. I swear to you, I'm going to be your Sherpa for AI. You get involved with us. You'll be part of a private community. You'll be part of a Facebook group. And we are going to be taking the latest technology. Nobody knows it better than us. I can tell you this. We're the biggest geeks. We hired somebody named Artie. He was Rich Schefren's CTO for 10 years. Rich Schefren got bought out by Agora. Artie went to work for Agora for 3 years. He left and he came to us. He went to school for machine learning. His son goes to college for artificial intelligence. He's been studying this stuff for 10 years. He's been hired to work with us in Groove.AI. He's already off building it. He's a 10x developer. He can code in every language going back to machine language. And he knows AI better than anybody I know. He and I share 4 hours of content every single day. I can promise you, when you get involved with us with Groove.AI, with this lifetime deal we're about to tell you, you will be able to have the latest and greatest technology in one user interface, with primed with the understanding of the what a direct marketer needs. There's one other thing that I want to show you here. As I told you here, these case studies were done using AI, and I had it write the headlines. Everything that you see on the case study pages, those are over here at Groove.AI/case study. All right, we have a few case studies, but my point is, you're seeing right here that I'm asking it to give me headlines and different things that I can put right here underneath, subheadlines, titles, everything. Even what text goes here. I'm going to be leaking you the case studies in just a minute, folks. But the emails were written. Everything that we did for the case studies were written here. Not only that, case study 1, 2, and 3. But here's another thing that I did, folks. I asked it to analyze my writing style, and here's what it says. The author uses a conversational, informal tone of voice through the text, often using contractions and colloquial language to address the reader directly. They also use bold and capitalized text to emphasize key points and a sense of urgency. Tone. The tone of voice is confident and self-assured, with the author presenting themselves as an expert in their field who has discovered a simple and effective way to make money online. They are also somewhat dismissive of traditional marketing techniques, portraying them as unnecessarily complicated and costly. The author is persuasive and convincing, using examples and case studies to support their claims and encourage the reader to take action. Wow, that sounds like Mike Filsame. I mean, this literally is it sounds like we're talking about what this webinar is about, right? But what was beautiful about this is, now that I have that writing style, every single email that is given to us by our affiliates when we're doing a Groove Digital Presents, we simply come in and we say, apply that same style to this email, and then we give what those people give us, and it rewrites the email in my voice. So we're going to have that as a built-in prompt for you as well. So that wraps up the case studies here. Okay, and I'm going to just close this down here, so I know that we've done most of this stuff here, and we've shown you the chatbot, and now we need to get to this next portion here, which I'm very excited about. As I said, even the webinar that you got on this page, I was supposed to show you that. It wrote this headline, it wrote this, it wrote this, it wrote every single bullet. I said I want 10 bullets, using curiosity to get people onto the webinar. So the fact that you guys are on this webinar shows you that this stuff worked. It wrote the subject line that made you open the email. It made you read the email. It made you click the email. It made you go to this page. It made you enter your name and email address. It made you get on this webinar. That's how powerful this stuff is. We have a higher registration and show rate for this webinar than any other webinar we've done in recent times. And it's not surprising, because we're more efficient. Let's talk about the project. I'm going to tell you everything about it and how you can get access to it. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go, and if you want to know more about it later, when I give you the URL, there's a 10-minute commercial with AI Mike that will allow you to become a backer, okay? So let's let the cat out of the bag right now, because we're at 90 minutes into the webinar, okay? So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you how much it costs, where you can get access, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit more about it. So you can go to Groove.AI right now /backer, all right? Because we're doing a backer project for this. It's like a Kickstarter, okay? Just like we did with Groove.cm. We will be releasing the software in its first version to you September 1st, and a completed version of our MVP by January 1st. It's already in development right now. We did an internal launch for this. We thought we'd raise $180,000 to $220,000. But folks, we have raised over $1 million without any affiliates. Today is the first time affiliates were allowed to talk about it. Likely you were invited here by affiliates. So if I go into my Groove account and I log in, because I want to show you. We have over 1,000 backers of this of this program already. I'm going to go to my transactions. Okay. If we click on filter, and then I say forget Groove and every other thing that we do here, and let's just go to Groove.AI. Okay. We had 6 people somehow find the page today. Not exactly sure how they did it. Maybe they're from the previous people and they had it done. But to show you, I'm going to now click on only the sales and the initial payments on any people that took a payment plan. So no rebills. This is just the first payment. Okay. And then we're going to go back to when we did our internal. That was somewhere in February. And then we'll go to today's date, which is April 12th. Now, some people took payment plans, right, which I'm going to show you, but we've had already 1,061 people just like you already back this project. They're done. They get Groove.AI for life. They'll never make another payment for most of their AI needs, with the exception of what I'm going to show you of the minuscule API that you'll pay maybe $3 to $6 a month to OpenAI because you're going to be buying it wholesale. I'll be explaining that to you in just a minute. Don't worry. But I should be in demo mode. I apologize. We're showing names here, but not email, so that's okay. So these are people that actually have backed Groove.AI. The average order value is $9.30. So if we take $930 and we multiply that times 1061, we're at $986,000. Forgive me. By the end of this webinar, we'll be at $1 million raised. But we are doing a promotion now for the next 10 days. And that is going to bring us in another 2,000 users because our affiliates are promoting. We believe we will have $3 million behind this project in total. Some of that will go to the affiliates, maybe about 700,000. So that gives us $2.3 million that goes towards this project and supporting Groove.digital in many ways so that the AI can work with Groove.cm. It's absolutely phenomenal. And so here's what you do. You go to Groove.AI/backer. It wrote this headline. It wrote this commercial. Hi, it's Mike Filsaime. This is an AI avatar. It wrote all this. This will tell you everything about the project right here. Okay. It goes over the pricing, which I'm going to go over for you right now. This is a summary of what you get, but here's the bottom line now. Here's the thing, guys. I have to just say this. We are not allowed to take PayPal, okay? PayPal, we did it on our previous one. They don't like this word lifetime, number one. Number two, they don't like the fact that we're selling something that's not going to be ready till September. And so to answer the first question, can we use PayPal? The answer, unfortunately, is no, and that's all I can tell you. There's no way around. Ah, gosh, that's it. Yeah, I wish I had a way around it. We tried to get around it last time. We made a separate page for people. They found out they didn't like it. They held $250,000 of our money, so we're not going to play that game. So you can pay 2 payments of $497, 1 payment today and 1 payment in 30 days, or you can just get in for $897. And on top of that, we're giving everybody that signs up today on this webinar only, we're giving you free credits that you can use that will give you the ability in tokens to create the equivalent of 37.5 million tokens. What that means is, folks, you'll be able to create one email that has 1,000 words every single day for a century. That's how much credits we're giving you into the system that you don't even have to use your own OpenAI key. One email worth 1,000 words every single day for a century. That's how much credit in API that you're getting. Other than that, you're going to pay a minuscule price to OpenAI, which is basically, I forget the pricing, but it's, I'll get it for you later. We'll get to it later. It's minuscule. All right. So let's talk about what the actual project is. We're going to have an entire user interface that will look very similar to something like this, copy.ai. I'm going to just log in here, sign in with Google. Let me sign in with Mike at GrooveCart because I think my 7-day trial with them had expired. So what you will have is an entire user interface where you'll be able to see different workflows and tasks to create blogs, emails, subject lines, headlines, and all those different types of things. So you can see here, I've already done some different things with it, but when you look here, you'll see tools, right? You'll have all of these different types of tools. Everything that we've gone over is going to be laid out. Our user interface is going to look even nicer than this. We're using something called Mantine, just to show you that it looks like this. This is a beautiful user interface right here. If we look at the components, okay, explore components. So if we go into something like our application UI, this is how it's going to look. We can simply customize it to our purple. We're going to have a light mode and a dark mode built in. Our navigation is going to work just like this. This is an entire UI kit that's going to allow us to do rapid development around the APIs that you're seeing with OpenAI and ChatGPT and all those different things. But so as you can see, if you wanted to write a blog post, etc., every single need that you will have will be here. But we're also doing a little bit different. We're going to be using, you'll have all of these things, but we're also going to have something that we're doing with chat. You're going to be able to have multiple chat tabs open, and right next to it, you're going to have a rich text editor. So you'll be able to be moving your text over and build your outline as you're working. I don't want to get too much into that, folks, because some of the stuff that I went over in my internal has already been leaked. I'm going to show you a mind map right now of the project, but from some of the stuff that Jasper.ai doesn't have and Copy.ai doesn't have, I just want you to put your trust in me that this stuff needs to be confidential. It's as if Steve Jobs was telling you about the iPhone and having you pre-order it 7 months early, or 5 months early. But the thing is, I don't want to release all the secrets. So I'm going to give you 95% of everything, but some of the stuff that's real exclusionary to us, like our workflow with chat and an editor, we're going to have to just leave that up to the imagination. But there's nobody else doing anything like it, okay? So I'm going to just collapse all of this down, and we're going to focus mainly on the right side of the page right here. Here's what the app is going to do. I have a complete mind map that explains everything the app is going to do. Some of these things we're going to go by pretty quick, and others I'm going to take some time explaining. As you can see, if I go down on this thing here, some of you are thinking Michael Scott right now. I won't say it, but you're thinking it. So if we go down on this, there's got to be somebody saying laugh out loud right now. Come on. All right. If you don't get it, it's probably better. All right, so simple things for my developers. We're going to have account settings, billings, API, integrations. We're going to be integrating with Make.com, Zapier, Pabbly, Integrately, Scraping Bee, and of course, Groove.cm. We'll talk about that later. We're going to have an images library because you're going to be doing images. So you will also be able to work with Unsplash, Pixabay, Pexels, icons, flat icons, and free pick. Why? Because if you're writing a blog post or an email, or if we're building a website or a funnel for you, we want to be able to get images right out of the web, so you'll have that as well, plus AI images. You'll have the ability to have team members. We're not going to get too much into that, but essentially you can invite people onto your teams to have access to different things, which is really important because right now even ChatGPT, the biggest problem about ChatGPT is the user interface sucks. Come on, it's been 6 months now. November, December, January, February, March, April. 6 months we've had access to this, including all of November. I can't search for anything. There's no tags. This user interface, it takes me so long to go and find anything. If any of you've used this before, you understand how hard it is. And here's the toughest thing. I can't even share a living, breathing document with anybody in my company because this is tied in to my own Gmail account. So it makes sharing things very difficult. Luckily, I have this thing called ShareGPT, but that's a static snapshot of this. If I continue writing into it, the share link that I get doesn't update for anyone. So our ability to have teams for people is going to be much, much better. It's going to be meant for you to collaborate as an agency, as a marketer for your business and your clients. Okay. Here, you're going to be able to create projects. Projects will have compositions. We're doing that very, very similar to the way Descript does it. Here's a project, and inside your project, you have different compositions. So what might a project be? A project, I might be creating a project called Groove.AI, and my compositions might be case study 1 email, webinar registration copy, thank you page copy, upsell copy, and I'll just keep creating compositions such as case study email copy, all under one project, right? That makes sense. You'll be able to clone it, and of course, you'll be able to share it with other people. So if you create a project, you can get a share link so that other people can import it into their Groove.AI account. The next thing here, this is something, again, I really hate talking about this, guys. I really hate talking about this, but this is 100 monkey syndromes. If I'm thinking it, the other companies are thinking it. I just don't want to give it to them ahead of time because none of them are currently doing this. All right? But what this is called system priming, or you're going to be able to create a knowledge base, okay? And a knowledge base is going to work like this. Let's say in here, you're noticing the problem with writing a blog with copypro.ai. The very first thing they ask me to do is they say, they ask me, what is a blog title about? And I would say Groove, Pages, Groove.cm, etc. And the tone is friendly. We'll have this as well, etc. But the thing is I'm only allowing it to use its world knowledge based on this and the keywords. What we're going to allow you to do is have 2 steps before you start any wizard. And those 2 steps are going to be the following. Number 1, you're going to be able to create a knowledge base or use an existing knowledge base. So what that means is I want you to start this like you're doing research for an essay. Okay? And what that means is you're going to be able to write anything that you want. You'll be able to paste information. You'll be able to give it to a URL and say, scrape this URL. The bottom line that I'm telling you here is when you want to create a knowledge base, you're basically saying, I want to write a blog, but I want to prime it, right? I want to season it and create a knowledge base first. I don't want it to use its world knowledge. So I can write some information, paste information, give it a website, click plus, and keep adding websites of other bloggers that have written about the topic. I could put an RSS feed. I could paste a YouTube URL. I could upload an audio file, or I can even upload a video file. And then when you're done, you can add relevant weights for each of the above. So that means that this particular blog article, that you loaded, you're gonna slide that to 80%, meaning I want you to use 80% of this article. The next one, 20%, because it wasn't written that well. This YouTube URL, you could slide to 100%. And then when you're fully done, you can slide a global version of this down to 0, saying that you can only write based on this information. You cannot use any outside world information. Or you'll be able to move that slider to 80%, meaning use this as some information, but you could also use 80% of your world information. Nobody else is doing that. Once you're done, you'll be able to save that knowledge base to use over and over and over and over again for every project. It's kind of like what I showed you before when I showed you about uploading the consciousness of your business. So here's a knowledge base that you'll be able to create about your own business. And now, when you go to write something, instead of saying this is the subject, these are the keywords, your first thing that you're going to be able to do is pull up a pre-made knowledge base on your business, on a topic, or anything. It's kind of like, what you would do when you were creating an essay back in the day. You would pull all these newspaper clippings and highlight different things. Consider this like a highlighter that's going to allow you to season your output better. Nobody's doing this. This is going to revolutionize Groove.ai. Okay. Next, our system priming. The way that we're going to be priming your prompts, in the background, we're going to add Adobe. When I say Adobe, I mean adobo seasoning. We're going to add salt. We're going to add pepper. We're going to add cayenne pepper. We're going to season it and turn it into a grown-up prompt. We are studying prompt engineering. I have a link here that shows all of these different prompts. There's a guy named Sam, I forget his name, a friend of Rich Sheffrin, that we're studying his work. And if you ask ChatGPT to write you an email, let me show you an example. Write me an email about Infusionsoft. It's going to write the most boring email. Oh, come on, look at this, guys, right? Imagine you just did this and now you're going to copy and paste. This is better than nothing. But do you want to write this to your members? Dear name, I hope this email finds you well. I'm writing to introduce you to Infusionsoft. No. We're going to do it like this. We're going to get, because our prompts are going to be primed better in the background. Let me just see here. I'm going to take a prompt engine like this, and I'm going to rewrite the prompt in the background. You wouldn't have to do this. That means you're going to get better output from simple prompts. Write me an email about Infusionsoft. Use direct response and bullets in the style of, let's just have fun with this, Frank Kern, right? Make it fun and witty and conversational. Now, right there, that's a pretty good prompt as well, right? That's a pretty good prompt, but I'm going to make it even better. Okay, make sure to include a PS and get me a subject line and preview snippet. Okay, so now it's going to supercharge this prompt and make me a super prompt. Wow. This is a prompt, guys. This is not writing about Infusionsoft. This is so that I can get a better version of this. So watch this. I'm going to copy this. See what it says? Help you get the most out of ChatGPT. I'm just going to delete this because I don't need it, right? And now watch what's going to happen. I'm going to put this in GPT-4. I'm going to put it in 3.5 because I need this to go fast, but normally I would do it in 4 because it's a better model. It'd be literally 10 times better than what we're about to get, but it's slow. So watch this. This sounds more like Frank Kern. Hey there, are you tired of drowning in a sea of spreadsheets, struggling to keep track of leads, sales, and campaigns? If so, you're not alone. In fact, there's a name for this particular brand of marketing madness. It's called spreadsheet fatigue. Fortunately, there's a cure, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Now, this is an email. Look at the previous one that we got here. I hope this email finds you well. So my point that I'm telling you here, when you look at this mind map and you see system prompt primers, we are going to have pre-made drop-downs for you that will say direct response, SEO, different things like that, and you're going to get better outputs. So you can use ChatGPT, but your conversions aren't going to be as good with the way that we're going to season it, right? We're going to have rules. Rules are going to be things that you're going to say that it must follow, and negatives that it must not do. Again, this is what I've learned from creating prompts. I know that sometimes it doesn't always do what I ask, so I'll say, rule, it must do this. It may never mention ClickFunnels, things like that, right? We're going to have short codes. I won't get too much into that, but short codes will allow you to do something. Let me see if I have a prompt that I can show you that uses short codes. All right, so this, I give lots of resources in our case studies. So what you'll see is this is something that helps you find clips in a video. But as I just showed you, there's a new software that does it. But what you're seeing is a short code is I can basically say, this is what you're going to do, but from now on, I'm going to refer to that as your specialty. Or I'm going to refer to all of this, and anytime I say clips from now on, that means this, or that means this. So that's all. So that way, if I say start task or perform your specialty, I don't have to rewrite all of this before. So that's what a short code is. But most of this is going to be built into the platform for you, so don't worry. Now, going on here, we're going to have things called frameworks. I love this. So in copywriting, we're going to have all of these different frameworks for you to choose in a dropdown. The attention, interest, desire, action framework, problem, action, solve, feature, advantage, benefit, the 4 Ps, problem, promise, proof, proposal, all of these different frameworks. So if you want to write an email, you'll be able to click and just say, what is this framework? Which is better for an email or a long form sales letter? And by the way, we know a long form sales letter is better with the ADA framework. We know that the problem, agitate, solve is better for an email. And the feature, advantage, benefit framework is good for bullets. We're baking that into our system. So you're going to have the best emails, best sales letters, best video sales letters, best bullets, best subject lines. We're going to prime everything for that. We're going to have storytelling frameworks, such as the hero's journey, the coming of age, the quest, the revenge, the love story, the rags to riches, the tragedy, the underdog, the sacrifice, the transformation. And so it's gonna help you write better stories or video sales letters, et cetera, et cetera. But this is the one that I like the most. So remember we told you things like copy.ai and Jasper, they just jump right in. In copywriting, we call this jumping on the table. So you're just saying, what is this about? And what are the keywords? And it has to go figure it out. As we said, we're adding 2 things up here. Step 1, a knowledge base. Do you want to prime it with your own information on previous blogs and YouTube videos that were written about this? Of course you do, right? Because you like the way that this YouTuber wrote about it. And you'd rather get a summary based on that. But what we also have is this thing here that we call styles. We're going to pre-train different styles. So you will, if you want to write a blog, well, we're going to have blogging styles in a drop-down that you'll be able to write right here in step 2, write in the style of. You'll also have this tone here that you could overwrite or use with a particular style of Seth Godin. But you could use all of these different people like Neil Patel if you want to write in his style. See, they don't allow you to do this. Copywriters, do you want to write in the style of Dan Ogilvy, Gary Halbert, John Caples, John Carlton, etc.? Direct response copywriters, all right? And you'll be able to use the style and the tone of voice, as we just said, so you'll be able to use a different tone, plus the style of a writer, plus pre-engineered with a knowledge base. So again, I don't like to get too much into this and give up our secrets, but folks, Groove.AI is going to make you a genius. If you have an agency, Groove.AI is going to be your best friend. All right. So you can even train it in your own voice. So you'll be able to take one of your sales letters or a video that you've written, like a video sales letter, and just upload it and analyze it for tone and style. And now every new email you can use, you can drop it down and find your name in the style. Okay? Just like you do at Descript or 11 Labs or anything like that. You'll be able to say, I want this in the style of, and if you don't like the ones that we used, you could go out there and put in a sales letter from Russell Brunson and train it, and you could create your own Russell Brunson style. Now, when you get a swipe file by an email and you think it doesn't look good, just paste it in and say, write in the style of Mike Filsaime, Frank Kern, or whatever the case is. Make it double the length. Make it shorter. Make it exciting PS. Talk about urgency and scarcity. Guys, I'm so excited about this. I'm using it all right now, ChatGPT the hard way, because I've got to keep priming it with all this stuff. But I can't wait for this thing to be done. There'll be a Chrome extension, okay? The Chrome extension allows you to be logged in anywhere. So if you're in ActiveCampaign or GrooveMail, you're going to have this little icon that's going to follow you around that you're going to be able to have it write your subject lines, your emails, your blogs, website builders. You could do it in WordPress, e-commerce stores, YouTube, keyword descriptions, PowerPoints, keynotes. It's going to follow you around everywhere. Okay, that's our Chrome extension. Next, the user interface. It'll look like I said, like copy.ai and jasper.ai, but with that other interface that I showed you before, that I showed you what we're using. You'll be able to do tasks. Task, what's a task? Give me a headline. Rewrite this better. Check this for grammar and punctuation. Give me a headline, a subject line. Give me bullets. A workflow wizard is a little bit different. A workflow is like something like writing a blog post or an article or something like that. It needs a little bit more information. All right. The screen, as we said, when you're walking through, first it's going to ask you for your primer or your knowledge. Shout out to Ty Lopez. Knowledge. Your knowledge base. Whoops. Okay. The wizard will it'll have an expand model. Basically that's like this right here. It'll just go on and go on and go on. If I generate the outline, let me just show you what I mean here. You'll have something like this where you can generate more, you can drag and drop, and you're basically creating the articles. Now you create the talking points, and then it's going to give you a little, you see, I don't like the way that they're doing it here. It's just so rigid. We're going to be doing it like this, but we're also going to have the ability for you to have little tabs open with little chats, and you're going to be able to talk more in a chat mode. And then over here, you're going to have what I'm going to show you right here. Let me get a screenshot of this while that's generating, because I want to show you how ours is going to be a little bit different. I really didn't want to leak what I'm about to show you, but I just have to. Let's grab this. And let's grab this. I'm just having it just do something so I can get a screenshot here and show you. Like this. And you're going to have over here, and I'm just going to make this smaller, just bear with me, okay? And then you're going to have this. So the way ours is going to work is you're going to have like a Google Sheets document. You're going to have different tabs up here. And what that means is when you look at ChatGPT, it has your tabs here like this. We're going to do it where the tabs are at the top. So if you want to start a new conversation, right? And then over here, you're going to have, instead of having to keep pasting in things into a Google Doc, you're going to have a little arrow over here that just says, move to the builder, move to the builder. So as you're creating different chats over here and you find something you like, you can copy and paste it and put it into the builder. You'll have the wizard, but we also think working with a chat and copying information over here will be better, okay? And furthermore, your different documents up here are going to have tabs like a Google Docs as well, like Google Sheets. So you're going to be able to work on multiple documents at the same time and copy and paste. You'll have to see it in action, but trust me when I tell you, the more you work with ChatGPT, you start understanding that you like working in chat better than you like working in a wizard, and having a little document over here where you could add an image and build it without having to go to Google Docs is just going to be a lifesaver. But we got a lot more to cover, so I'm going to go a little bit quicker here. Okay, so now we're done with the UI. Now let's talk about this one right here, the apps. Okay, so we'll go all the way back up to the top. Apps will show what APIs are used. So does this work with OpenAI or Google or Meta or Amazon or NVIDIA or Stability.ai? Because there's AI war. So the beautiful thing is companies, unfortunately, like Jasper and Copy, they're only using OpenAI. Our platform is going to allow you to log in and connect as many free API keys that you get from OpenAI or Google or anything. I've got API keys for all of them. And the beautiful thing is it's so cheap. I mean, like literally you could create like a 50-page document for like, 40 cents. It's maybe even less. It's crazy what you can do with it. Okay. And the problem with Jasper and Copy.ai is they charge you $199 a month. Even if you don't use it, all the tokens, you're still paying $199 a month. With us, when you pay one time with Groove.ai, if you don't use it for 3 months, it doesn't cost you anything. And if you use it the way that we used it for Groove.ai, you'll get a bill for about $6, for a month's worth of content. I mean, that's literally how affordable. The beautiful thing is we're allowing you to connect directly with OpenAI. So you're getting AI at wholesale instead of paying retail rates to Jasper and Copy.ai and WordTune and all of these companies. All right. We're going to provide about 30 pre-made apps like blog posts, emails, headlines, subject lines, YouTube videos, like you just saw with that other company, Latte, you could upload a YouTube video, it'll make clips for you, create timestamps underneath the video, all of that stuff, we're going to have them pre-built in. But we're going to talk about the marketplace that other developers are going to have for us in a minute. Tasks and workflows. We'll have things like titles, keywords, styles, primers, our own par-baked seasoning, levers for weights and scales. You'll have the API models, guidance, all these different things. We're not going to get too much into it. That's the geeky stuff. It just means we're on top of it and it's going to be better. We're going to have a prompt store. Prompt stores are really, really cool because they look like something like this. So we're going to have a little marketplace where if you create really good prompts, so I'll give you an example here. Let's search for prompts for ChatGPT. I want to know the hottest prompts. And here, turn your business idea, whatever. And we'll have a marketplace like this where people are creating these prompt outlines that get you great output. Okay. Moving on. Content creation. We're going to have a better ChatGPT assistant. You'll be able to create projects, clone them. As I said, you'll have docs like a Google Doc. You'll be able to export everything to the editor. You'll be able to write blogs, articles, emails, press releases, website copy, social media copy, ads for Facebook and pay-per-click, write your video scripts, your commercials, write your reports, your freemiums, your books, and more. You can do security or safety checks, things like spam checker for emails, grammar, All right. YouTube video workflows. You'll be able to generate shorts and clips like I showed you the other companies doing. You'll be able to generate a table of content. You'll be able to do content summary for YouTube videos, websites, videos, audios, calls, your Zoom and Skype calls. You'll be able to get a summary and action plans and minutes of a meeting. As we said, one of the most exciting things is you'll be able to do a website and funnel creation process. You'll give it your brand colors. You'll upload the consciousness of your business by filling out this questionnaire and then just dumping it into the system. And then it'll be great for SEO. It'll do your title tags, your open graph, all your meta tags, everything. It'll create all of your images. It'll create every page, every funnel, all the website copy, everything. You'll just do that with a prompt, and then you can click a link and bring that into your Groove pages. Images and art. You'll be able to write a text to image like I showed you. You'll be able to do image to image. Remove the motorcycle from the image. Replace. In painting, out painting. I don't have the time to go into that, but basically in painting means you can highlight the hat over somebody's head and just highlight it and say remove. Out painting means you can expand on an existing image and it'll just create a world around an image. Masking, model posing, things we just don't have the time to get into, folks. But everything with image that's happening with AI, you'll be able to do. Video, as this expands, text to video, it's all open source. We'll have that in our platform. Video editing. And folks, we're going to focus mainly on content creation and direct response, but we'll have these other tools. But I'm going to be frank with you. The stuff that's coming out with like Adobe Firefly and Canva, those tools are just kick-ass. We'll have them, but we're really going to be focusing on direct response and copywriting and email and video sales letters, but we'll have all of this stuff in there as well. Again, Microsoft has Copilot X, but with ChatGPT, we can do all things for code as well, writing music and support chat. Just what we just showed you that we did with the company Chatbase. They beat us to it. But what these companies are doing with one app, we're consolidating all of these apps into one platform. We're also going to have a marketplace, like Shopify has a marketplace and WordPress has a marketplace. We're going to open up our developer kit to developers. There'll be an SDK, and developers are going to be able to build apps that, if you don't like the way that we created the SEO and you don't think that our keyword density is good and it doesn't write good blog articles, great. You could create an app, put it into our marketplace, and inside of our marketplace, you could sell it for free, a one-time price, a recurring price, or you could share it with people that only buy your home study course, or you can develop apps privately for your own team. All right. As we said, the marketplace will also have prompts, workflows, tasks, all these different things that people are selling. That's pretty much it for the marketplace. It's really exciting, which means that we're creating like an iPhone that does 30 native apps with the iPhone, but your iPhone has thousands of apps. That's what Groove.AI is. It's the WordPress for AI. It's the Shopify for AI. We're building the basic building blocks of the framework, giving you 30 basic apps, and we'll add more as the time comes, but we're really going to be working with developers to be creating a lot of different apps. So let's go now to, that's everything you need to know about what we're building. Let's go over to the APIs that we're going to use. We're going to allow you to work with everybody. OpenAI, Stability.ai, Midjourney now has an AI. Google, Meta, Amazon just announced, I haven't even added here, NVIDIA and Movio. The bottom line here is what I'm saying, folks, is that the more these companies add APIs, and now with Hugging Face, the possibilities are going to be endless. So here's how the pricing works. I'm just going to put this here. You could get access right now at Groove.AI/backer. It's a Kickstarter style lifetime, but right now the Kickstarter background, you can get 2 payments of $497 or $897 one time. The credits that we're giving you, the free credits, will give you the equivalent of writing a 1,000-word email every single day for a century. So you don't even have to plug in your API key, where you get charged like, literally it's like 0.002 cents for every 1,000 words. Not 2 cents, 0.2 cents for every 1,000 words. All right. So it's real crazy. So what that means is $100 gets you 37.5 million words. And we're giving you $100 free credit. if you buy on this webinar today. If you skip and you wait until the app is built, you'll pay $497 a year. Why is the bring your own API better than something with Jasper? Well, you get to buy the tokens at wholesale. Just like when you're using Groove or any other platform where you connect to SendGrid or Twilio to send text messages, instead of that company marking them up, you only pay as you send a text message to Twilio, and you don't pay a monthly fee. So there's no markup. We won't mark it up. It's pay as you go. You pay only for what you use, and there'll be no monthly payments. All right. So no paying for months you don't use. Other SaaS models, you'll pay $99 a month. You don't use Jasper for 3 months. You paid for $300. I just showed you that a $100 credit gets you 37.5 million words. They're charging you $99 a month, but if you don't use it, you don't get that credit. All right. For users that don't want to use their own API and they just want to, I don't want to sign up for APIs. I just want you to, no problem. You can get your APIs from us. It's easier that way. It's more affordable still than other SaaS platforms. It's going to be 3 to 6 times markup with the other companies. With us, we're just marking it up 25%, etc. And the paid users are going to get real big discounts, and free users are going to pay through the nose. But my recommendation is don't buy your credits from us as a markup. Just plug in your API key and buy it wholesale from OpenAI like we do. And that, folks, is Groove.AI. So that's the UI. We're not going to show a video because that's the offer. You can literally go to Groove.AI right now and become a backer. There's a commercial here that you can watch later. It's not going to tell you anything you don't know. It's basically recapping all of this stuff and everything we went over on the website. But as you can see here, we'll just go through this. It'll do your copywriting. You'll create content 10 times faster. It'll convert better. It'll build your brand website. It'll build your landing pages and your funnels. We'll have our own built-in chat assistant. There'll be a Chrome extension. You could create knowledge bases that you could use over and over and over with a project. Nobody else has that. We're going to have better prompt engineering in the background. You'll have writing styles. You'll be able to clone your own style, train new styles, invite your teams. There'll be a marketplace with developers adding onto the platform. You could do summaries, images and arts and video and music, coding, integration, workflows with Zapier and Groove.cm. More powerful APIs because we're working with everybody and you get wholesale pricing. Our pricing right now, later when we launch, will be $99 a month or $997 a year or $497 a year. But right now, you can get lifetime access for just 2 payments of $497, and that's it. You never make another payment to us again. You get your credits that we give you, 37.5 million free words, and then after that, you pay 0.2 cents for every 1,000 words. It'll cost you like $3 to $4 a month if you're a heavy user. It's a big savings over at Jasper and other companies like Midjourney and Copy.ai. ChatGPT is a great solution, but we have GPT-4 built into our API, so we're going to be able to use all of the plugins and things that they came out and make it even more powerful. ChatGPT is a great all-in-one tool. We love it. I use it right now, but it'll be even better in Groove.ai. All right. When do backers get early access? By September 1st. All right. You're going to be getting early access. And folks, we're going to go to the Q&A, but right now you go to Groove.ai/backer. Groove.ai/backer. And you can get started for just 2 payments of $497 or pay in full at $897. 83% of our people jump in and get that. So if you do that now, I will go and I will start shouting out your name and give you a congratulations for anybody that bought. And let's take a look here. I want to know if I should do something silly. Donna, should we have a quick happy hour or no? No, I don't think so. All right, let me, what was I looking to do? I was looking to go to Groove. Bear with me just a second. I'm doing something off on another screen. Let me pull it onto here so that you guys can see my work. All right, we're going to look at the transactions again. And then we're going right to the Q&A. Groove.ai/backer. Get started today. You're only getting that $100 credit if you're on this webinar and you're listening to the sound of my voice right now. That's it. If you hear the sound of my voice, you're getting that $100 credit. So if you wait till after the webinar, you won't be getting that. There's no guarantee. So look at today. Wow, some of you guys are jumping in already. So let's give a shout out to all of you people that bought today. And I'm only going to do it from the time that we started this webinar. So a big shout out to JD Clement, Donald Smith, Donald Thompson. Look at that, 897, 897, 897. Alan Fleming, Don Farrell. You guys just jumped in with both feet. Christine Hooper, Barbara Hales, Mary Kay Wade, Jessica Dingler went with the 2 payments. Randy jumped in with both feet. Michelle Beloit, or Beloy in French, Beloit, I don't know. We'll say Beloit. 497, she took the 2 payment plan. Gayatri Ramanujam. I think I got that right. He paid in full. Bruno Auger paid in full. Frederick Ham paid in full. Anita Gibson paid in full. Thomas Lee paid in full. Natalie Riviere. I'm sure I'm butchering that. Natalie paid in full. Cal Tinjay paid in full, if I said that right. We'll do a quick little refresh here, see if anybody got in after Cal. Yeah, BG Howard, congratulations, just joined us. Anka just joined us. You guys jump in now. Go to Groove.AI/backer. Jump in for 2 payments of $497. Best decision you'll ever make. Other than that, folks, you will be able to do everything with AI. The future is here. We're not doing everything revolutionary. We're just bringing it in one place. If you want to go pay Latte.social and Codebase separate and Midjourney separate and have a subscription with Jasper.ai and all of these different companies, go right ahead. We currently have it. We're spending a couple of grand a month on AI and we're making 100x on it. I am not poo-pooing the fact that these companies are in business. I'm telling you, 2 payments of $497 and you don't have to, you can cancel those subscriptions. Get involved now. We need your help. You're going to help us back this project. Let's just do a quick refresh. See if anybody else got in right here after. Yes. Oh my goodness. I forget the last one, but I think it was BG Howard. We just got Anka Ntohi, Ian. Whoops. Sorry about that, Ian. Ian Woodmansey, Randy Cole, Tamari Budagov, and John McDonald just got in. Why not? Let's just hit refresh one more time. Wow. In the last 30 seconds, Peter Tsai just got in. Aquil Brandt just got in. Over 30 of you just got in the last hour. I'm just going to do it one more time to see if anybody was there. Wow. Every time I hit refresh, Colleen Foy. It's like you guys want to hear your name read. Let's get excited here and wrap this up with some Q&A and answer your questions. If you've got any questions, put them in the questions chat right now. My team is on standby. You've got 5 minutes to get the questions in. I will no longer be taking any questions that go on this document after 4 p.m. It's 3:53. I'll give you 7 minutes. If you have a question, if the question's not on this doc by 4 p.m., we've got to wrap this up because we respect your time. Okay, here are the questions. For all of us, can you speak about the potential copyright and trademark issues as they relate to prompts and using the content that is generated? Originality.ai with the little blue brain. You could go here. They have a free and paid version. And at Originality.ai, you can paste information in and do a copywriting check. I'm going to be frank with you here, folks. The beautiful thing about copyright is that you have something that's called, the cease and desist. And if you're using somebody's copy, I'm not a lawyer, checking every state, blah, 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 blah. I'm not too concerned about it. I'm using it and I'm not putting anything through any copyright checks. All right. So I don't worry about it. I'm not telling you not to, but I'm just telling you that we don't ever think about that here in this company. Jerry asked, can ChatGPT be used to translate materials from another language into English and vice versa? Watch this. I just have to have fun with this. I'm sorry. Translate this into Darth Rocky. I don't know if it's Rocky or Rocky. Let's, all right. So this is a language from Game of Thrones. Okay. So yes, it can be used to take anything. And so I'm just curious here if I can now translate this back to English. Get it? Yeah. So the thing is that ChatGPT knows English. It knows every language in the world. We can say now with context, I can say now Japanese. I don't have to say anything else, and it's going to translate that to Japanese. I'm curious if I take this and I translate it to English. Let's see. So I'm going to just say translate to English. Once upon a time, there was a small dog named Max. Max was a fluffy white poodle, and he lived in a cozy little house on the outskirts of town with his owner. Once upon a time, there was a little dog named Max. Max was a fluffy white poodle who lived with his owner on the edge of town. Yeah, so there you go. So it can translate back and forth. It can pretty much do anything that you need here, guys. I'm just going to delete some of these things. I like to keep only what's important. I'll keep this in case I need any more examples. Here's another thing that you can do. Watch this. We're going to just, for one more thing that's fun, create a new language that has never been used. Let's say make it in the style of the Romance languages. Translate this. Okay, now we're going to make up a new language. So the new language, it's called Romancian, a new Romance language. Una dia había un perrito lambda Max. Max era un... Now, guys, this is a fake language. It doesn't exist. It's supposed to sound like French, Latin, or Portuguese, or Italian. But it's not a real language. This is a made-up language that has sister roots in the Romance language. So just wanted to show you some pretty cool stuff about AI. It can do anything. Let's go back to the questions here. Carmen says, how does a total newbie learn how to use all of these tools to our advantage? Join Groove.AI at Groove.AI/backer. You're going to be able to join our Facebook group with over 1,000 users, maybe 700. I don't think everybody joined. Some people buy and just don't join the group. But right now, I'm pretty sure that there is over 700 users in this group. Forgive me if I'm fudging here because I'm just going to go to our AI group and look, we have 700 members in the group. Okay, 700 members are already in the group. So we have a community that's sharing information. I do updates, I do videos, I tell you who you follow on YouTube to get all of this information. And I am going to be your Sherpa. I'm building a tool for you. And just like we do for Groove.cm, Groove.ai will be a sister. They will work hand in hand so that you can be more effective with your Groove.cm apps. And we're going to be doing live trainings and showing you how to be more effective. You want to be part of this community. We are literally going to be one of the strongest. I don't know of any AI community that has over 700 users that are like-minded, that are into digital marketing and e-commerce marketing. So Carmen, you're in the right place. For many, when will Groove.ai go live? Will it be connected to Groove.cm for the purposes of designing websites and creating content? So let's talk about Groove.cm. Groove.cm will have its own built-in AI to allow you to instantly write headlines, blogs, write an email and subject line. You'll have that built into Groove.cm. Groove.ai is going to a whole nother level. It's going to be a separate company, separate LLC, something that can build its own tens or more $100 million valuation, as you saw with Jasper.ai. And Groove.ai will have a Chrome extension that will work all over the web. It is looking to go live. It's September 1st, okay? And if I bring back the mind map one more time for you, we have right here something called the MVP phases right here. September 1st, we have is phase 1. The UI will be built, the marketplace, the content summary model. You will have the chat, all that chat stuff that I said, and the ability to do the clips for YouTube. You'll also have the help, support, tools, articles, chat that we saw. That's September 1st. Then we're going to go into images, website, and funnels. You'll probably have at some time by January 1st. Phase 4, we'll start getting into text to voice and code because people don't really care about the code. So we're going with content first, and that you will have by September 1st. Okay. Moving on back to here. Let's get rid of this and move this back into here. Donna, Oh my goodness, Donna, she says, can we do happy hour? Okay, guys, I'm going to give you until we get off of the webinar right now. For those of you other than Colleen Foy, and we're going to hit the refresh button since Colleen Foy. What? Thank you, guys. Love you very much. Hillary DeSuales, John Walters, Jack Booman, Jim Pearson, all paid in full. All paid in full. Journo Piswanger, Doug Eckstein, Bridget Callahan, Dawn Stewart, Noor Himli Ali, Carmel Dugan, Shauna Cokerhans, I think, Cokerhans, and Karen James have all paid in full. And right now, we currently, Donna, get it ready, because I'm going to announce it. We're doing a happy hour for you guys. We are going to, for those of you, most of you like the $8.97. Some of you took the $4.97. And then there are some people going, I want this. How everybody's doing $4.97 and $8.97. We're going to do one thing better for you right now. From now until the end of the webinar only, because the second we say, okay, everybody, and you hear GoToWebinar go, goodbye, we're going to refresh that page. And it's going to, actually, I'll give you 5 minutes after. Maybe you want to hear all the questions before you go in. So I'm going to have Donna, she probably did it already. I'm going to hit the refresh button and watch what happens when I hit refresh. Just like that, you're going to see 4 payments of $250. So it's going to cost you $6 more than this option right here. You could get started today for just $250 if you get started before we end this webinar. I'll give you 5 minutes to get your credit card information at the end of the webinar. No, unfortunately, if you're just joining, we don't do PayPal. PayPal doesn't like anybody selling anything that's not ready yet, so they're not into Kickstarters, and they don't like the word lifetime. All right, so moving on, you've got happy hour. Go to Groove.AI/backer, and you can get started for just 1 payment of $8.97, 2 payments of $4.97, or $250. You pay $250 today. That's it, nice and easy. And then 3 more times, starting in 30 days. You knock it out. $250, $250, $250. You won't even feel it. You'll become a backer. You'll be part of this community. Be in Facebook. You'll get all of these apps. You'll get the $37.5 million worth of credits, of words, not credits, where you can literally build 1,000-word email every single day for a century. And you can get started for just $250. Groove.AI, is it included in my Groove.cm purchase? No. Just like FitClass is a separate brand, Groove.AI is a separate company that needs to compete with its own messaging and have its own website that competes with Jasper, Copy.ai, and other AI companies. Groove.cm will have its own AI tools in there, as every company that's doing that has a SaaS platform should find a way to put AI in there. But this is another platform that's going to be a marketplace, a WordPress for AI, a Shopify for AI. We're building the framework, the 30 solid apps, and then developers are going to be building different apps in there. And there'll be a marketplace where if there's a cool tool, you'll be able to buy it there. But we're going to make sure that we give you everything that we think you need to run an online business. But as you know, Apple did the same thing with the phone, but when they made the App Store, it really revolutionized things. So we want to create the Apple iPhone App Store for AI. That's our goal. I haven't seen anybody in the world talk about it other than ChatGPT is creating a plugins marketplace, but that's just something that extends ChatGPT and GPT-4, which we will also be putting in. We, as a developer, every plugin that's in that marketplace, we will have access to as well. Do you have an affiliate program? Yes, you can go to Groove.AI/JV and help us promote. We are just getting started, okay? So this launch goes from 2 days ago. That's it. We started on Monday, and as you can see here, right here, Monday it started. Today's the live webinar, or Friday is also the live webinar, right? So either you're watching live on Friday or on Wednesday. But as you can see, if you were to sign up right now today, next week we are going into case study 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, maybe even 8 case studies. I'm going to be dropping knowledge bombs of case studies. Remind me when we get off to show you where you can get all those bonuses I was telling you about, like the prompts and the upload your consciousness and timestamps and and how to get clips from YouTube, all of that different stuff. So you can go to Groove.AI/JV, become an affiliate, and help us promote this launch, and you will earn 40% commission. But folks, this thing is converting so strong. You will see in the video that we are giving, on average, based on our last launch, a $35 EPC. When we promoted Groove, it was a $15 EPC. So this is nearly 3 times stronger than Groove. Anything with AI right now is converting at 4x the rate. So yes, you can become an affiliate. Go to Groove.AI/JV. Okay. And so I'm going to put that right here so that you could see it. And we're going to make it nice and big. Okay. And we're also going to put right here, Groove.AI/backer. Okay, we'll make that nice and big so that you can become a backer. Right now, we're running the happy hour. You can get access for 4 times $250. If you're watching the replay, it likely won't be there. Also, with the JV, next week, we're going to be doing 2 or 3, I think 3 live stream Groovathons, Groove.AI Groovathons that you're going to be able to promote to as well. So tons of content. Stick around for next week if you backed it. We're going to be doing these great live streams for 3 hours a day where I'm going to be doing much more of a demo for you to fully understand AI. All right. Next question is from Tora. Is there a plan to include copyright checking, spam checking, and AI detection in the app? Yes, we plan to put one in here that will check for spam, definitely, copywriting, definitely, and we'll look into the AI detection. Right now, Originality.ai does it, but our goal is so that you don't have to pay other people, so we're going to build it in for you, okay? Many people are asking, how long are the additional credits available? They don't expire. How long will they last? They don't expire. What can they be used for? That is for anything that uses text output, for basically a ChatGPT style thing, or a blog post, or an article, or a press release, or an email, or something like that. Okay, Tony, let's go back and do some congratulations to some happy hour people, because we don't have anybody that bought from happy hour yet. Karen James was our last person that bought in full. Oh my God, she's off the page. These folks here waited for the happy hour. Look at that, Donna. You were right to put that on the form here. Donna said, can we do a happy hour, please? She put that right over here from Donna. So you guys can thank Donna. I have to call all of you guys out. Guys, can you see the power of AI? It's helped us do this campaign. You guys are understanding it. It made us express it more to you, and you could see what it can do in your business. All right. And until September 1st, when you're part of that community, there's going to be private Skype lessons on every new AI tool and how to use them and how to use ChatGPT better. So we're going to be giving you free training. This is an education company as well as a SaaS company. So after Karen James, Gayatri Raman paid in full, but Anozi Onamachi also paid in full. However, these folks here, Brianna Calmers, welcome aboard. All of you have paid with a 4-part payment plan that's only available for happy hour because we're removing it in a minute. Alex Raithjen, Carmen Garcia, Jacob Suderman, Demetrios Pandazis. I need AI to pronounce these voices for me. You guys made it difficult for me, which also means we've got people from all over the world. Michelle Civic, Patrick Watkins, Mark Morowiecki, Martin Howard, Louis Gonvidraj, and let's see if anybody popped in after a noisy. What? I swear every time I hit refresh, it's like we're closing a launch here. Denise Williams, Scott Loftus, and Simon Capston also purchased. Back to the Q&A. Tony asks, after I become a backer, what additional expenses should I prepare for? What will I need to buy ChatGPT? Will I need to buy ChatGPT? Look, for $20 a month, ChatGPT Plus is there. Our goal is that you won't need it. I'll probably keep one for myself for $20. You know, just being frank with you, it's easy to load in my browser and ask a quick question if I just want to get to know something. I don't think you'll need it. I'll probably still pay the $20 for it. Just being frank, right? What else should you prepare for? Well, you'll probably buy Canva or, Adobe Firefly because it's just so friggin' cool, right? You'll get $100 worth of token credits from us. But after that, the only thing you'll need to prepare for is that, like AI, anything that you'll pay $99 a month for, you're going to be paying about $2 to $6 a month if you use it heavily, like every single day, because you're going to be buying your API tokens, and you'll get billed directly from Google or OpenAI or which is owned by Microsoft, 49%, or NVIDIA or Stability or Meta or Amazon. They've all announced. In fact, just yesterday, Baidu announced that they were going into AI, and I think you can see that right here. Alibaba unveils this ChatGPT style service. So, this is, folks, we're in a post AI world. We're going to all be talking one day. Do you remember when AI first came out? And right now, all kids that only know TikTok and social media and iPhones in their hands, and we remember a time when the phone used to ring and it had a dial. Well, there are going to be kids that don't know anything about that and only know AI. It's going to be a beautiful time. And we're going to make it so that your business just doesn't fail with AI. The last key missing ingredient was AI. We have something called Groove Agency where we help people build their websites. One thing that we didn't do is offer copywriting services. Now we do. We simply say to them, yeah, fill out this document right here. Answer these questions. And then we use ChatGPT to write all the copy for their website. All right, next. Jessica, no more questions, guys. No more questions. We are done on questions, so we're going to answer these last 6 questions. Will you be updating, and will we get updates as a backer? Oh, by the way, this project will never end. You will constantly get updates, and you'll never pay us another dime for another feature inside of Groove.AI. If you buy an app separately in the marketplace, look, that's like Shopify, offering you ShipStation. You see it, it's great. There's a company that decides to become a $100 million company off of Groove.AI. Well, more power to them and us, right? Because we're just going to have more apps in the marketplace. But if we come out with an app, you're not going to pay for it. Kathy asked, can it be asked to include content for books? Yes. We're going to be doing some training on how to write a book. The very first thing that you do is you break it down into chunks. You prime it with a knowledge base of different YouTube videos and articles and Wikipedia and all these different things and your own information. And then you set a dial, like how much of your own stuff do you want, or you want to repurpose other stuff? 10%. Look, it's called research, right? Or you don't use a knowledge base. You just use your own information. And so what you can do is you can come up with an outline. And but the thing is, what I would recommend you do is you simply upload, you talk about talking points on an outline and record your voice and do a transcription of it, and then just dump it into Groove.AI or even ChatGPT, and then say, help me write a book from this. And then you start with outlines and talking points, and you say, expand on this into 3 paragraphs. And that's essentially how you can write a book. There's YouTube videos of people showing you how to do that. All right, Michelle, 4th of last question. Can you share your mind map, please? That's another free gift I'm going to be giving you. I'm going to be giving you one that's about a week to 2 weeks old, but later I'll update it. But I'm going to give you a link where you can get that. What is available for us right now? My pretty face and the Facebook group and training on AI you will get right now. By September 1st, you're going to get early access. All right. Will the interface of Groove.AI be only in English? At the beginning, yes, but there are already AI translation platforms that work for SaaS companies that we're looking into. And it's very, very simple to do with that user interface that we're going to be using at mantine.dev that has some plugins for different countries. So it will be able to be skinned for other languages, just not in the beginning. Final question from Gayatri. Can this be used with an agency for multiple clients? Yes, absolutely. You run an agency, you can create as many projects you want. Remember, we said you can create projects for all of your clients. If you have an agency and you don't buy Groove.AI, I don't think you've been on this webinar the whole time. It's just not possible. I think you're baked in. If you have an agency, you're going to see the power of this. So folks, that wraps up the webinar. We're going to give our final goodbyes over here. Honestly, I forget where we left off. I think it was, I forget. I honestly forget. I think it was Anthony Sabab. I honestly forget. So I'm just going to read off. I remember Martin Howard. I remember this name. I remember Onoy. So we're just going to repeat them again. Denise Williams, Scott Loftus, Simon Capston, Chris Leung, Anthony Sebald, and Nita Johnson. And one last refresh. I'm going to count to 10. If you're putting your credit card in, you better hurry if you want to get your name read. Here we go, because we're signing off and saying goodbye. Oh, you made it in, Terry Gouffet. And there's somebody going, wait for me. I'll do it one more time as I give the final call to action. And then we're wrapped up here, folks, on a 3-hour webinar, a 3-hour tour. Okay, you go to Groove.AI/backer. You have until 5 minutes past the time that we get off of this webinar. You scroll down to the bottom. Everything you need to know on this page is here, plus a commercial that explains it. That commercial was written by AI. Get in with the happy hour price of $250. Pay in full at $897 or go 2 payments at $497. You go to Groove.AI/backer now so that you can get access to those gifts so that we don't forget that and just bail out on you, which can happen on a webinar, and boy, do you feel like crap. To get all of the gifts, guys, you go to Groove.AI/case-study. I'm going to take this URL. I'm going to make it really big here for you so that you can see it. You want to go here. Okay. Put a dash in the case-study. Groove.AI/case-study. What you're getting, number one, is a case study on how we do the timestamps. Number two, you want to know the document that gives you the questionnaire. Well, it's right there on the case study number 2. Oh, the mind map is under every case study. So if you want to get the mind map, that was a question, you could get that there. And furthermore, the prompts that I gave you, I'm making a case study tonight, and you will see that at case study -5. That page isn't available. So when we get off this webinar in the next 48 hours, I'm going to be making a webinar, a case study on how to do better prompting for Midjourney and for the super prompt that I showed you. So that case study isn't done, but you're going to find that at case study -5. You'll find a little resource on how to do it, and you'll have everything that you'll need and everything that we promised you here today. So folks, that wraps up. To get your gifts, you go to Groove.AI/case-study, and Terry Gouffet, you were the last person that got your name read besides these folks. John Schnell and Leslie Koenig and all 65 of you on this webinar that decided to buy today, we want to thank you very, very much for being part of this webinar and being taking place. You have 5 minutes to get in on the happy hour at Groove.AI/backer. That's where you go to get access to this, and then down at the bottom, you could get started for $250, get it part of our Facebook community, get Groove.ai, you'll own it for life, you'll pay wholesale to the API to things like OpenAI, which costs you $2 to $4 a month on average if you're a moderate user, maybe $6 to $10 if you're a heavy user, as opposed to $99 and $199 a month. You could get 2 payments of $497, 1 payment of $897. Become part of that community. You'll get information on how to join the Facebook group and become an affiliate at Groove.AI/JV and get your gifts at Groove.AI/backer. So those are all the information that you need. You become a backer there, you become an affiliate there, and you get your gifts over here. Okay, everybody, I'm going to leave this for about 30 seconds if you want to get a screenshot. Okay. And then I'm going to give my final goodbye. So you got 30 seconds to get a screenshot of this, and that's it. Go to Groove.AI/backer. It is 27 minutes past the hour. It's been a 3-hour incredible webinar. There's still more than half of you still on here. I want to thank every single one of you. I think that's been enough time to get the screenshot. I'm going to give the final thank you to anybody after Leslie, if anybody. It's the first time we refreshed and there wasn't anybody there. So it looks like you all jumped in. And that's your final call to action. Groove.AI/backer. Groove.AI/JV to become an affiliate. Groove.AI/case study to get your gifts. And you have exactly 5 minutes from now to get access to the $250 option with the happy hour. Okay, everyone, take care, and thank you for making the webinar. Have a great day, and we'll see you inside of the Groove.AI community. Bye-bye.